Uh, Here we go. It is the 11th of December, the year of our Lord, 2024. This is the first ever Alaboom where I am 53 years of age. I completed my 53rd trip around the sun yesterday. Tonight's drink will be A&W Root Beer, or as I like to call it, root beer. Um, and I was waiting around to see if somebody would show up. I know Scott's showing up later, but no, nobody was popping in. So I just figured I'd just get rolling and then I would just kind of do some chatting. Thought I'd talk a little bit about PAX Unplugged. Hey, Paul Taylor, thank you very much for saying happy birthday. Appreciate that. Um, oh, look, Scott's just joining now, and that's good because I want to talk about PAX Unplugged with him, and
Yep.
and here he is.
Sorry, I was taking a little cat nap there at my desk. Not sure.
Oh,
I
yeah, dude,
closed
I've
my
been
eyes for a minute and
yeah, it happens. No, my dad stopped by um the house about an hour ago, a little over an hour ago, to drop off my birthday bourbon as he does, and him and his
gold,
wife had just
gold shoe
recent.
or whatever it's called. No,
No, he got me Whistle Pig, which is a really good bourbon. So
whistle big.
Whistle Pig is
Whistle
what it's
pig.
called.
Never
Whistle
heard of it.
Pig. It's good stuff. But anyway, um, him and his wife, a couple weeks ago just got back from a
Whistle
trip
pig, which is
to Australia and New Zealand. So he had a few Australian gifts for us. My son, Rue got a some I forget what it's like. They were mittens that were made from uh merino sheep wool with possum fur. And they're very soft and warm. And then my son got a boomerang, and we got some Aborigine art, which was really cool. So guess what the temperature is here in the old
42. 24.
in Fargo or
Yeah.
Moorhead.
Yeah. 24.
If you put a minus before that,
Minus
that's what
24.
that's what it feels like. It is currently -9 degrees, but feels like -25. So
Ridiculous.
yeah.
We went out to dinner and we were sitting on the patio because there was no it was busy. They're like, "Do you want to sit immediately and go outside?" And we're like, "Sure." We did it. It was like 40 something, 45. It's brisk. Not that brisk though.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it was like 30 degrees yesterday. And then we had a cold snap. So
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway.
Cold snap.
Um Cold snap. Um so
Mm.
I was gonna talk PAX Unplugged.
Yep.
Um just so you know, I will be going to BGG Con next
Oh,
year.
good to know. I
Yep.
was wondering.
No, put it in.
It's
I
kind of
already told.
crazy. I don't know. It's their convention where they can do what they want, but it seems
Yeah.
weird to have it
No,
at
I
that
know. I
exact time
know.
of year. Like a show that big to have it
Yeah.
in the coldest month of the year or one of the coldest months of the year. I don't know. It's just a weird timing.
All right. So what do you wanna know about here? I'll give you my rundown of PAX Unplugged, and
Okay. Give
I'll
me a
tell
rundown.
you. All right. I have a couple of grievances that I'll wait and see if other people show up so they can be here for me. Um,
You want as many ears as possible for the grievance to be heard?
um,
Hmm.
Like, yeah, just hold on a second. My mother's texting me. Oh,
Well, let me tell you about my mother.
yeah, good moment. All right. So I remember when as a kid freaking out when I saw that. Like I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Like just being blown
Yeah,
away.
I think there was
You
something about
know?
that movie I just couldn't get right when I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, there's movies like that that you don't really grasp. And
No.
Highlander, it took till I got older and I actually had read some Philip K. Dick, and then I was able to understand it, a little bit better. Okay. So, Philly.
Oh,
Uh,
gotta wake up.
um, yeah, no doubt. Philly. Um, the Concord got me this time. I mean, I don't. It's
Oh,
not
really?
bad. It's not bad. It's just
Is it COVID?
no, just a little sniffle.
How many
Just a
people were there?
little. I didn't count, so you'd have to
Well, how did
Google.
it feel?
It felt dead.
Crowded?
It felt dead.
Felt dead.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So the last time
Pictures
I
made it
went,
look pretty busy, but I
so
guess there's a feeling, I guess.
yeah, so last time I went was 6 years ago. I was still at TMG. Daniel got super sick, like as he was getting there. Um, I ended up running the booth by myself. Um, I never really went very far for any food or anything like that. But the food was decent. But I remember like feeling like, and I've said this to you, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, but up here in the upper Midwest, during lake season, it's like people have boat shows, which is basically you go to a big like there's an airplane hangar or an auditorium or something like that where they tow in all the new boats and pontoons and everything like that, and you can walk in and you can take a look at them and everything like that, and all the dealers try to like, oh yeah, this pontoon is only 35 grand or whatever. And it felt like 6 years ago, it felt like I was at a boat show, right? They didn't really,
Right.
um, they don't carpet the floors,
Yeah, I saw that.
um,
This must be a little bit
and
uncomfortable.
this time around, it felt like that too.
It's
Um,
interesting because, like, I guess there's something about a giant convention hall show that seems like I'm trying not to be sour about it, but like, I just don't, I'm beyond that part of my life where I'm just like, I don't want to go spend a weekend in a convention center with no carpet or good lighting. And the tables are kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to not be bad. I should not be negative.
I'll
It's
say,
just
let's
not, it's
see.
just not a show that I think would be appealing to me in my aging, grumpiness of being at shows. I like hotels.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this.
Like, how long did the show? Is it a 24-hour day show or is it like close at a certain time?
It's well, the booths are open from 10 to 6.
So 10 to 6 exhibit hall, and then what? Does it actually close?
So you're kind of jumping all over the place. You're kind of like you're asking me these questions, which is
I
fine.
know. I'm
But
so
I mean, but I'm
annoyed.
not allowed to,
Go ahead.
um I'm trying to I'm trying to see if they have a listing of of an attendance number, and I'm not finding one. Um uh so
50,000 people?
if it
Does it
was,
feel like it?
they were hiding. They were hiding some of them.
Huh.
There's people that go to PAX, they just go to all the PAXs. They just do them
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go to PAX because it's just like that's their thing, right? They're gonna go to PAX West and PAX East or whatever. And and they did sell out of their badges. PAX Unplugged did. Um, there's a few things that are like, and there's a lot of things that they do that I get they uh there's a few things that they do that make me kind of go, "Oh, that's really weird." But I understand the reason behind them. Um, when you get a badge, like when we got our our badges. They don't have names on them. And I know the reason they do that is because they want it so people can't use it to like, oh, like get your name and protect your identity and stuff like that. They all have a number and whatever on them. But
Yeah. Gen kind of
yeah,
has names on badges, doesn't it?
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But so like, and that was like one of the weird things too, where it was like we were like, okay, and then when we got there and we went to go get our badges, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, Shane went to go get our badges and our booth got 3 badges and we had 3 people. That's fine. But he also needed more badges. Well, he had checked their website and their website said when you get there, if you want to purchase more badges, you can buy them at the the place, right? And the person, which admittedly, I mean, I don't know, whatever, but the person that was there was like, you can't buy anymore. And Shane was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, here, and he pulled up their website and pulled up their like thing for like vendors, and it said, if you need more badges, more badges can be purchased, at in the setup hall. And he's like, this is the setup hall, right? And then the person was like, yeah. And it's like, well, it says right here I can buy some. And then they're like, well, you can't. And he's like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's just like you told me I could. I need 2 more. And then it was just like, well, I don't know anything about it. You're gonna have to ask somebody else. He's like, there is nobody else. It's like you're the person sitting at this table that's like in charge of the badges. It's just like, who am I? Well, you're just gonna have to figure it out. And he was just flabbergasted. And we got to figure it out eventually.
Were you
There were
able to buy
people
the
that,
badges?
no, well, what happened was is that there happened to be other people that had like, yeah, I got a freaking 10 by 20 and they gave me 9 badges. And we're like, can we buy 2 of them from you? Yeah, sure. And it was just because there are no names on them or
Right, there's
anything.
no names on or anything.
And then I was talking to our enforcer about this, and I got to talk about these enforcers, man. I get it's like packs, you get their enforcers, right? And it's just like, and you give them this name and whatever, and it's like, and it's all about this kind of like weird cult, I guess is kind of a bad
Well,
word for it. But
it's a team.
yeah, it's a team, and it's like, and you give them a fun name, and then like, you all kind of band together. And I get it. I think they get a free badge, and they and they get to volunteer, and they get to, and I'll say this, our enforcer, um who was like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, it's Lance. And they're like, it's really awesome to meet you. And I was like, thanks, what's yours? And it's like, I don't give out my name. And I was like,
What
okay.
kind
And
of
it was like, but I can give you my gamer name. And I was like, that's fine, you know. And they gave me like their gamer name tag, which was like, again, fine, whatever. But why are you
Bodie
asking me my?
McBoatface?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I wish you'd start out. I'm not going to give you my name.
But I'm gonna ask you for yours. That
I'm
is
going to
just a
ask you
weird
for
thing to do.
yours. And I was just kind of like,
That's
that
just
was
an
like,
odd. That's just an odd human thing.
yeah, it was. It was
Like
really weird.
it's a weird human. Yeah, it's a weird human thing.
Um,
Okay.
but they were extremely helpful. They came by every day. Do you need anything or anything like that? And we were talking about the badges, and they even said to us, just walk in with your badge, and then like 2 of you walk in, and one person walks out with a badge, and you can just basically doing
Oh,
the
it's like a
the
bad share.
yeah, like sneaking people in with the movie tickets kind of thing. It was like, and they even said, yeah, just go ahead and do that if you're under that problem. No big deal. And I was
Huh.
like, that's weird. So, um,
Is that weird? That's kind of weird too, right?
yeah, well, when
Like,
it's somebody
like
that's
we're not
like,
gonna sell you a badge, but we'll let you cheat our system. We'll teach you how to cheat our system. Like it just that seems like a weird.
that was weird.
Whatever.
No, I agree. It was weird. It was weird. And then the person, and that's why I'm not saying that they're, because I don't want somebody to watch this and say,
Yeah,
I don't want them to get that person in trouble.
sure.
So, so that's it. So the sales were steady, but never fast. Um, we ended up selling out most of our booth, uh, mostly because we uh we just discounted the heck out of everything. And because Shane didn't want to ship anything back. I mean, we were lucky in the fact that we had both Jerry and Anthony there who could just throw stuff in their car and then hold on to it for us until like Origins next year. Um,
Right.
I'll say this, and this made me go, huh. Like I was like, hmm. Larian Studios was next to us in our booth, and they have the giant Divinity board game
Yeah.
based on an extremely popular video game.
Yeah.
Larian Studios has one of the most popular video games of all time, Baldur's Gate 3. They have all these things or whatever that we brought. I don't remember what the number was, but we brought a certain number of the Divinity board games with us, and half of them were left at the end of the show. Meaning
Wow.
like
Big box.
well, it is a big box, right? I'll agree. But everybody was like, how far did you travel? Oh, I just hopped on a train and came into town. And that's like everybody was saying, oh yeah, I came from Maryland, but I just hopped on a train. Oh, I came from New Hampshire, but I just got on a train. Everybody was just like, because it's just easier to travel around like that. And I guess, I mean, and that's a very small bit of information, but that was like huge video game, super popular video game, big giant board game,
Yeah.
big giant company, and that was like the mishmash of the whole thing where it's like because everybody said it's a video game first mentality.
Yeah.
I did not see
Ooh.
any I did not see any booth being crushed with people or anything like that. There was one when they had like an event and they had a large crowd. I'll talk about that. That'll be a grievance, actually. I'll talk about that. Um, um, Hold on, my mother again. Um, it was one of those things where it's like um they I think they run a really good ship. They run a really good uh situation. They do I mean they don't um like when it gets close to 6 there's no like 5:30 warning, there's no 5:45 warning, nothing like that. It's just like, "Hey, we're closing." Just like, "Gotta get out. Let's go." And they have some guy walking around with a like a horn going boo, which was annoying. But
Attention Gen Con attendees.
yeah,
Nothing like that.
attention Gen Con attendees. No. I I it I mean it was nice. The people were super nice. I had one lady who I was like helping somebody else, and I had what so we were in the process of fulfilling the second last late Kickstarter. And um we are and people are like, "Oh, you're gonna have the games at at PAX," which not well, first of all, we didn't have deluxe games. We didn't bring any deluxe games with us. We just brought retail editions. Um we didn't bring any Kickstarter exclusive stuff or anything like that. But I did have, and a lot of people are like, "Yeah, I'm really psyched to get it. I'm waiting on this." And I'm like, "Well, it's like they're going out. We're gonna try to get them all out as fast as we possibly can."
Right.
It's we're kind of a small operation, but everybody was really respectful. I did hear there was a woman, and I don't remember how she started or something like that, but she was very nonplussed. She was like, "I just think it's ridiculous that you guys are here selling this game when I've been waiting for my game for 2 years and I haven't gotten it yet. And it hasn't been 2 years, but regardless. And frankly, I'm very disappointed with all of you, and I'm very disappointed with your efforts in getting us, my game, and you're here at this convention when you should be shipping these out. And poor Jerry was like, and it was just like, and I, it's just like, whoever's handling all of your communication, it's like you're just prolonging things, and you're just hiding information, and I said, that's me. And she kind of turned to look to me, and I was like, I write everything. If you ever get a newsletter, it's for me. If you ever see an update, it's for me. If you ever emailed customer service, it's me. I'm the only person that handles that. So all I can tell you is that I apologize for the wait. We're trying to, it's like it is in our best interest to get the things to you as fast as we possibly can. And I mean, it's just, and, it's like, I get it. I appreciate the patience that you've had. And if you run out of it, I understand. And then it was like a 180. She's like, I understand there's lots of things you can't control. I know you're doing your best. I know you're trying so hard to get us, and I really appreciate all of your work. And I was just like, ah, people are again, they're tough until they have to actually deal with somebody face to face. So I giggled. I giggled when that happened. But
So wait, which game is it?
last light,
How does she not have Last Light?
because we did the reprint campaign.
Oh, you're talking about the reprint, but you were selling them at the show. So here's the thing,
Retail
you know
versions.
my
Pay attention,
standard,
Scott.
you know my standard bitch about that. I feel like that's if someone's wanting to be mad at you for it, that allow them to be mad.
Well,
That's
yeah. I said I
yeah.
apologize. I get it. I understand why you're
It
mad.
doesn't do anything, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're just gonna be dealing with people who are mad about this thing because, by the way, I all still don't have my uh what was it? Some Simon game that just shipped that the season 3 and 4 of Cthulhu
Yeah,
may die. I don't have mine yet. And
yeah.
then
I'm waiting.
the new Kickstarter is on right now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah. I also am am waiting.
Yeah.
So it's fine. What am I gonna do with more of that?
Apparently
And
Bonacor said 40,000 uniques.
that's fine. I mean, I could see that. But I mean, honestly, man, I didn't go looking for it, but I didn't go looking and or found a giant big open hall of a bunch of people playing games. I didn't see that. But again, I didn't go looking for it either. So I mean, I was in the vendor hall. Our hotel was literally right across the street. It took me when I got up in the morning, it took me 3 minutes to
Go.
go downstairs, walk out the door, cross the street, walk in a door, go through security. I'm there. It was just minutes. I'll uh I I do remember the last day Sunday I had to laugh because we were checking out a hotel, so I brought my luggage. I had my big giant carry my checked bag thing with me. And I came in, and they were like, and I was like, "Oh, do I go through the metal detector with this?" And they're like, "No, we gotta open it and look through it." And I was like, "That's fine." And and like I said, the security staff at the PAX were all super pleasant and awesome. None of them were jerks or anything like that, so I'm not gonna say anything like that. So I came over, and then this guy walked over to me and he goes, "Hey, over here." And I saw the people before me were in their luggage, and they were you know, just opening it up, just doing a casual glance, closing it, zipping it up. And I saw this guy. He had I'm assuming either just a dog, some sort of security dog, whether it was drug sniffing or bomb sniffing or whatever. I have no idea. Um, and he came over and he said, "I'll take that." And I was like, "Cool." And he had his dog with him, and he's like, "Just go through the metal detector." And I went through the metal detector, and he grabbed it from me, and I watched him as he walked with the dog, like around this big giant, all these tables where everybody was getting their luggage going through. He walked all the way around. He just brought me my bag. He's like, "Have a good day." Didn't know, and he gave me a wink, and he was like, "Have a good day, bud." And he just didn't open it up, didn't do anything. Just was like, "Go on upstairs." I was like, "Oh, I guess I have a non bomb carrying face or something. I don't know." So that was pleasing. Food was amazing. Um, we went to an Italian restaurant that was amazing. Me and Anthony did. It was so good. Um, we went to the big market they have. And had like an amazing like pork shoulder sandwich. Super good. But the we went to uh I forget who picked it, but somebody either Googled it or found this like in it's really close to Chinatown, and we went to a I don't know what the name of the Chinese restaurant was, but it was authentic Chinese food. And oh my heaven, I the food was so good. It was just I was like,
Chinese American.
I mean, no, it was Chinese. I mean, it was they had Chinese American food,
Really?
but it was
I've
but
always
they
found that to be not to my taste, but okay.
oh, I don't know. I don't know what this spicy chicken dish was, but I could have eaten like 17 bowls of it. I was just like, I mean, and it was so ridiculously good. And it wasn't like hot, burn your mouth hot. It was like spicy but tasty spicy, which is so tough to find. And it was like, oh man, it was so good. And the rice was fresh and amazing.
Spicy but hot.
What?
Spicy but not hot.
It was, I mean, it had heat to it, but not where you're like, oh, I
Was
need
it
water.
fried?
Yeah, I think so. It had a very light breading on it, but it was amazing. The only thing I didn't like was the eggplant, but then I've never liked eggplant, so no big surprise there. Um, let me think. I mean, like I never really I hung out and talked to Chris Strain, and Luke Laurie and Peter Vaughn one night when they were like playtesting a new game. Had a really nice conversation with those guys. I saw people I hadn't seen in a long time, like Dan DiLorenzo. I hadn't seen him since like pre-COVID. And that was nice to see him again and talk R&R games with them for a little bit. Um, like I mean, like I said, I saw a lot of people. Oh, and I got to like hang out and talk to because Shane somehow had his paths cross with the actor who played um who played the guy that is not Ralph Macchio, but was arrested for murder in My Cousin Vinny, like his friend, like the actor that played that guy. His name's
Oh,
Mitchell.
the other guy in My Cousin Vinny. Not
Yeah, the
Vinny.
other guy in My Cousin
And not
Vinny,
Vinny.
not Vinny.
Yeah, the
The
second the
the one
cousin.
who is the one who he isn't.
The other
The
person.
other, yeah, the other person. But
Which I can't
anyway,
remember his name.
well, Mitchell something. But I met him and through because Shane somehow met him, and I guess they do a lot of online gaming together. And so then I ended up hanging out with him for a little bit, and and he was a super nice guy. He even bought me lunch
Mitchell
one day.
Whitfield.
There you go.
Wow, he looks nothing like I remember from the show.
Well, as soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, it is you. You know, it was kind
It
of
is
those
you.
things. Yeah.
It's you.
Um, it's you.
Has he been in
Uh,
anything else?
he was the he
He was the
played.
voice of Donatello in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, he does a lot of voiceover work now. Some voiceover work in video games. He was the guy that Jennifer Aniston left at the off at the altar at the beginning of the Friends show. So he had that like little bit there
I don't
where
know
he
though.
was at the very beginning of Friends.
Best Men? No.
No, I mean he was cool. I
Not
guess
a
right.
movie. TV.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently, he was in Sergeant Bilko.
who knows?
He was in Blossom. He was in WKRP in Cincinnati.
Huh.
I'm guessing the remake.
There was a remake.
Yeah, in 1993, 1991 to 19. Oh no, that was the actually the
Um,
original.
living on the air in Cincinnati.
Wait, no, this was
Cincinnati,
the new
WKR.
WKRP. Never saw it. 1993. He was on Murder She Wrote. Oh, he was in Reversal of Fortune. I love that.
Oh,
That movie's an interesting movie.
that is a
They don't make
um
movies like that anymore. Like interesting
no.
stories like that. Just to like, where's the movies? So nothing anymore. It's like Marvel or nothing. And
Marvel or
I'm
nothing.
basically being hyperbolic, but I feel like there's no movies like that anymore.
Are you gonna are you gonna watch Craven when it comes
No,
out?
not at all. Looks net negative for my interest. I'm like, I know the name,
It
Spider-Man villain,
looks
right?
super violent.
It looks super dumb for my old. So I did see Wicked last week. I loved
And
it. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was very, very, very good. Very fun. I mean, I've seen the musical, so I know it, but I think they changed it a little bit because I don't remember the main plot exactly from the musical, but similar. But I thought it was really good.
you know,
Ariana Grande was actually surprisingly funny. I laughed a few times for her jokes. It's pretty funny.
um
And she's got a great voice and super cute. It was just fun to watch. It's a fun
yeah.
movie. I recommend it. It's a
Two
bit
two
long.
Aldi thumbs up.
It's almost 3 hours long. Plus
Oh,
previews was like we were in the theater for like 3.5 hours. It was like midnight when we got out of there. We went at like 7 o'clock. I'm like, what the heck? I did see the Cowboys game, unfortunately. That was a great ending, wasn't it? The guy kept our draft pick safe. Did you see the game? Or did you hear about it?
it's such a goofball way to lose.
It's like I think it's the season. Like the season is just that. Like nothing. I mean, to go from a season of like what did we have last year? Like 10-6 or something like that, or 10-7,
Yeah,
11-6. I don't remember what it was. What was the season correct? What was Cowboys' record last season?
couldn't tell you.
I'm asking my Siri intelligence
Mm.
to go to that such a terrible season, like comically bad. I think we've lost six at home. Like we won one game against the Giants. We were pretty terrible. Like if we had lost that game, that hey man,
Hey Matthew.
Hello. I ran out of tea. Well, I ran out of like the tea I like. So on the way home, I stopped at McDonald's and I'm like, can I have an extra large Earl Grey, please, but with no hot water and no cup, just the tea bags?
ah,
And they're like, okay. So the girl's just like, here's two tea bags. Have a good night.
so Lance, last season, Cowboys were 12-5,
Oh, nice.
8-0 at home,
Mm.
8-0. I think we're 0-8 now, or 1-8, 1-7, or 1-6, something like that at home. At home, yeah, we're 1-6 at home. We're 5-8. Just so crazy from one season to another. With virtually, I mean, I guess I don't really follow that closely, like what the major personnel changes were. I'm guessing none. Like Jerry just cheaped out.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's disappointing. I hate watching them now.
So can I tell you my first two grievances? that happened to me when
Sure.
I.
I've
Maybe
got
you
one too.
have.
I've got agreements also.
Oh, I've got several from PAX from
Happy
my trip.
birthday, by the way.
Thank you, Matthew.
I called Lance
Yeah, I
yesterday.
know. That
I even
actually.
sang.
Yeah, I know you did. I can't express enough how there was, and not joking at all, how much that made me feel good. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're
Anyway,
welcome.
so I fly into Philadelphia. Um, I had to leave at like 5 a.m. Uh, whatever. It was a big whatever. Got to Minneapolis with the Fargo to Minneapolis is like a blink and you're there. You're in the air for less than an hour. Uh, my flight from my flight into whatever it was. Oh, and this okay. I'm gonna say this. This isn't. So my flight, I was like, I need sleep. I'm so tired. I just need sleep. I just need to get some rest. That's all I need. I just need some rest. And so I get on my plane, and I am not a small human being. I am not judging uh anyone for their size. In my aisle, the guy sitting across from me, I'm on aisle seat, three people, aisle seat three, so three and three. You know, the guy across the aisle from me, he was at least 5 inches taller than me.
Wow.
And I'm guessing he weighed over 100 to 125 pounds more than me. He was a massive human being. And when I was coming down to my spot, I could see that like the way he had to sit was like about a good third or more of his body was in the aisle. And so I immediately felt bad for the guy, because I mean this is like he's got to be super cramped and just this has got to be super uncomfortable and whatever. And I was like, when again, didn't care, whatever. Got in my seat, buckled up, did my thing. Um, when we were taking off, I one of the flight attendants came over and they're like, you need to put because he had lifted the thing, the handle or whatever, and he was just like, I can't. And they were like, okay, they just whatever, because so that he's had it up. Didn't matter, and this isn't really a grievance, but I'll just say this. Like, whenever anybody had to walk down the aisle, whether it was I got to go to the bathroom or I got to get up and go talk to somebody or I got the cart full of drinks and snacks, like they try to get past him, and every single time that person hit me in the face as they're going by because they basically had to climb through me to get around him.
Oh my
So I
God.
was like, I'd like start to fall asleep and then bam, I just get hit and I wake up. And like nobody ever noticed or anything. Nobody said, hey, sorry, whatever. And
Sorry.
yeah, just like, so I got no sleep and I was cranky. I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm not faulting him. I'm not trying to shame him in any way, but the situation sucked. But that's fine. I get that. I get to Philadelphia. I land. I figure out where the baggage claim is. I head that way. So on the day that we arrived, Philadelphia was experiencing some unseasonably cold weather, like below freezing. Like not normally this cold ever. Very, very cold, very windy. Like as I'm walking down to like the luggage area, I can see outside just garbage just flying by the windows, as this wind is like going crazy. I'm like, that's crazy. And so I go over and I was like, and I was kind of looking to see which like luggage area I'm at, and the guy's like, what airline? I told him, Delta. Oh, number 6 down there. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So I walk down to number 6 and I see people from my flight down there as well. It's like, all right, we're gonna wait around for the luggage or whatever. And I got my headphones in and I'm like, I'm wait and the thing is that I have to get my luggage and I gotta wait till noon. I get in at 11. I gotta wait till noon for Shane to get in, and then we're gonna catch an Uber and head in. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching this wind just going crazy, and people are grabbing their stuff or whatever. And there's automatic doors that when you walk up to them, they open, and then you go through the door like a normal human being, and then you walk over to your ride or your cab or your Uber or whatever it is that you're catching, and you get in the car and leave. And when this thing opens up, the like Arctic blast of wind just rifles its way into this like area, and I've got like a sweatshirt and shorts or whatever, and I'm like, good Lord, that is cold. I'm just like I'm sitting there, and then it closes, and then like you get a respite, and like the inside temperature kind of catches up a little bit, but then somebody else walks over to the door, it opens up, and again, this blast of wind. And eventually, like I was just not really paying attention. I'm listening to my music and I'm waiting for my luggage. And all of a sudden I'm like, man, why is the wind just coming at like it's just constant? It's like not stopping. And I look and there's a person who had like walked up to the sliding doors, had triggered the sensor and had just moved off to the side slightly and was just standing there, like looking and waiting. I'm assuming for their ride. And it's all glass. Like the whole wall is glass. And I'm feeling this like Arctic wind, like just attacking my spine. I'm like, what are you doing? Just walk away from the door.
Yeah.
And they're all huddled, they're shaking. They're shaking by the door as they're like waiting and watching. I was like, what? Just oh my God. And I wanted to go over and like,
So
smack them, but
I
go
had a
ahead.
similar thing at Thanksgiving. I was at the hotel waiting for my stepsister to come pick me up or take us to the airport. And some kids were standing in the door just having a good old chat, like nothing. And this brisk wind is coming into the hotel. Like I just wanted to yell, like, get the fuck out of like
Yeah.
go get the
Yeah.
fuck outside or stay inside. One or the
In or
other.
out.
Don't stand in or out. In or out.
Pick one.
Yep.
So
Anyway, so an in or out person basically.
yeah, yeah. And so I was annoyed.
Oh, remind me of my grievance. I have another grievance also. I
Okay.
have two grievances.
So
Minor.
this is my other grievance. And this was I mean, so I'm standing there and waiting, and there's this little sign that says the flight number, whatever, whatever. And like if time it's supposed to land, whatever. And I see my flight, Delta something, something, something. And it says arrival 11:05. And then it said like arriving or something like that. And I don't remember exactly what it said. And then it changed to unloading. So I took that as the luggage is unloading
Yeah.
from
Seems,
the
seems
thing.
logical.
So I'm sitting there, I was like, okay, it's unloading. And so I'm sitting there watching this, and then I was like, okay. And like the conveyor belt hasn't started or anything like that. And I had seen people walk up and grab things from like an earlier flight or whatever. And I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden, like, and then it said complete. And I was like, okay, so they've finished unloading it. Now I should be getting my luggage. And so then I sat there and I was like staring at it. And I was like, okay. And like 5 minutes goes by. And again, remember, I had to wait till noon anyway. and I was like, it's like 11:30. And I'm like, okay. And it says complete. And I was like, well, it should be starting up because you hear that junk and like it starts moving and it's like 11:31, 11:32, 11:35. And then my flight disappears from the thing. And I was like, that's weird. So I was kind of looking at it. And then I kind of looked up and I noticed nobody from my flight who was standing around before is anywhere around. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, I haven't had luggage lost in forever. but I was like, and so okay, well, they got to have an office for Delta. They got to have the person who gets screamed at about their luggage. So I'll go ask them and see what the thing is. So I walk over to the thing, already getting mad. I walk over to the thing, and there's literally the lights, like all of the overhead lights are off. There's like a desk light on, so there's a little bit of a glow coming from inside. And they got a handwritten note on the door facing out. And I was like, this ain't good. And it said, and I wish now I had taken a picture of it and written a strongly worded email to Delta that they could have ignored. Um, but I looked at it and it said, handling personal issue, be back soon. And I was like, all right, well, what the hell? And I was like, and there's no timestamp on it, so I have no idea what time they left. Was it a minute ago? Was it 10
Like
minutes
that
ago?
reminds me of the um oh gosh, what's the movie? Anyway, I can't. It's the um Grand something hotel. What is it?
Grand
Grand
Austrian
Budapest?
Hotel.
Yeah, Budapest,
Yeah.
where it's like closed in
Oh
10
yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
For the game.
And they move it. So I was sitting there, and so I walk over. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, what? How do I? And then I look in the freaking door. It's locked, right? But again, glass. I can see my luggage inside the room that's locked, and it's just sitting there. And I was like, well, I mean, and thank God I don't have anywhere to go because I gotta wait for Shane to show up anyway. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, well, this is ridiculous. And so like, and it wasn't a super long time. It was about 10 minutes. Like the lights turn on. I see this guy come up, and he like waves to me, and he walks over and he takes the thing down, and he opens the door, and he says, "Is this yours?" And I said, "Yeah, it's mine." He's like, "Well, I hope you haven't been waiting long." And I was like, "Why is it sitting in here? Why didn't it never made it over to the carousel?" And he said to me, "Yeah, I had a personal phone call and some stuff I had to take care of, and I knew that it was going to coincide with that flight. So I just had them deliver the luggage to my office here. So I could like handle that because I didn't know how long my calls are going to take and I have to go and collect them from the carousel. I wouldn't have had time to do it." And I said that doesn't make any. And I was like, what do you? And I was like, I was just staring. I was like, how was I supposed to know that I was supposed to come here? He's like, well, I eventually people when they think their luggage is missing, they just come here and I'd have it for them. And I was just like, I was so happy just to have my luggage, but I was also like, I wanted to like yell at this guy. I was just like, that's just ridiculous. I said, it's like, how long have you been gone? And he's like, well, 15 minutes, And I was like, if I hadn't had to wait, for my, he's like, well, why didn't you come to the thing? Why didn't you come here right away? And I was like, because I don't. I was like, I just don't have any reason to. I'm waiting in the spot where I'm told to go, not like figure out whatever. And then he was just like, well, I mean, I'm glad things worked out for both of us. And that was the thing when I was just like, thanks. Thanks for nothing, Danny Noonan.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I wish I could complain about
So
that.
how much
But I was
time
just
was wasted?
well, it wasn't. Since I
Not the
had to,
point, Scott.
I would have had to sit there
I know
anyway.
that's not the point, but
I probably would have been more insanely angry if like I could have already left and like headed to my hotel and gone through the process instead of just staying there with my thumb at my butt. But
did I give my grievance about my Thanksgiving return flight? I feel like I might have already. Maybe I did
go for it.
not. Are you done? I don't want to interrupt any more of your
No, no, I mean that
grievances.
was I have a couple
You're
of things about
grievancing. If
packs
you're
and plums, but
grieving,
I want to. No, I mean,
so it will. I feel like I might have said this before, but when we came home from Thanksgiving, um, DFW. By the way, if we had come one day later, oh my God, it took for the people that flew into DFW on Sunday of the post Thanksgiving weekend. It took 6 hours for them to get out because you know the way that security gate, to clock everybody out. 6 hours.
that's insane.
That's fucking crazy. That's just ludicrous. Like, just open the gates. Like, who cares? Like, about your 99 cents or whatever you're going to get per car. Like, I mean, that's like, I feel like that could be like medical emergency type stuff. Like someone might have had a heart attack and like couldn't get out of the hospital or out of the airport. Anyway, whatever. Thank God we didn't do that. Now, we came back on Saturday, day before. We waited at the carousel for 45 minutes waiting for our bags. 45 minutes. And then they come over the loudspeaker. Anybody coming in from Memphis, your baggage claim is baggage number 3. Like, how long has that been here? Like it says baggage 4 on the ticket and the app and all that stuff. Everything is 4. They come remember to call it, baggage 3. I'm like, Lord. So I basically walk over there and it's like our bags are sitting there spinning around for like probably like a half an hour maybe. Because we were like, what's going on? Like other people's planes came and dropped off and left before us. I was just like, what the hell? Like other flights. So we get to that. We waited over an hour.
Ugh.
Then it took us uh and this is another kind of weird thing about DFW that I don't understand. We were carrying our bags by hand, right? Obviously we're going back to our car. And the you have to take you have to take an inter terminal bus to get from terminals. Like we were in terminal A is where we parked. We landed in terminal C, or no, we were in terminal A. We left our car was in terminal C. Right? When we left, it was terminal C. We landed in terminal A. So get picked up in A. By the way, we had to go through every single terminal to get back to C. It makes sense. Because they're the way it works. It's just dumb. A is at the back, so you basically go to whatever D, E, F, whatever. Um, so we get to the car and they drop us on the ground floor, and we're parked. Our car was on like the 6th floor of the parking structure. So we're like, oh, there's probably like an elevator, right? Like some kind of accessibility here because we were carrying our bag. Like we had all this crap. No, couldn't find an elevator. We had to carry our bags up 6 flights. Uh, and it's no accessibility. I'm like, what the heck? How is this even thing in this day and age? Anyway, another annoyance. So there's my grievances from Thanksgiving. I think I talked about this though.
Not in that depth though.
Maybe not. But yeah, by the time we got home, I think it was like 4 hours later after we landed. So it took us so long because going, the interterminal bus route is just super slow, just glacially slow. Like, oh my God, when are we gonna get to our car? Anyway,
Mm.
it was good to be home. We got home at like midnight from a flight that landed like 8 o'clock. Um, but my other grievance has to do with Aries Games. Do you know Aries Games?
Oh yeah.
They sell the War of the Ring. It went live today as far as like their limited edition, the painted version of the War of the Ring. It's a 20th anniversary or
Yeah,
two.
but I mean, how
two
much was it for again?
What's that?
How much were they selling it for?
I don't even know. Because here's the thing: I can't get into the store. I was thinking about buying yet another copy for the library. Can't
Yeah.
get in. I've been sitting in the waiting room, forms of the waiting room all day, on and on.
Eight
Like I
hundred
cannot.
and forty-nine
That's if you
dollars.
buy all of it. That's if you buy everything. The base game I think is $4.99, $3.99, $4.99.
And here's the deal: it plays exactly the same as the
Oh, I
$50
know,
one.
but it's a deluxe version, painted. You know,
I know.
but it's the site is still down. I tried to get in at noon, thinking I was going to get in. Nope. And then I actually got into my cart at one point, and it basically timed out. Said database connection failure. I'm like, okay, well they're crushed, right? Something's happening. By
Well,
the
how
way,
many are they gonna
now
make?
10:30. They're only making like 2,000. So
Well, they've
uh,
got to be all sold out by now then.
probably, which is just kind of like it makes me just have a bad feeling in my mouth about with this kind of stuff. Like, why didn't you run it through Kickstarter that could handle the orders and then do all the posts? Like you're running it on your jank ass website. Now, Ares Games is a good game company. I get it, but they're not web developers. Like, put
Well,
it to somebody who knows how to run a website.
and me as like, and I hate to sound like a as a capitalist here. How much money did they leave on the table
Oh, so much.
by not going to
And here's the thing: they
Kickstarter?
could have also just like taken orders and stopped at some point, right? Like, I, I guess they wanted to. I don't know, like to have it numbered, like limited. Like, is there a reason why? Like, it's not really that limited. I don't know. It's an odd business decision. I mean, I love Aries games. I love all of them. I don't want to you know, be seen as being super upset about this. I'm not really that upset, but I've been waiting all day to try to
Well,
buy the game,
it's the
and I
same
cannot buy the
company that
game.
screwed me out of my second Swords and Wizardry box, but
Swords and Sorcerer.
or whatever it was, Swords
I
and
remember
Sorcery.
that.
But, you know,
Anyway,
just
you have to keep
so
refreshing. By the way, I looked at the back end of it. It's basically refreshing automatically.
I tried to go in and they were
It's
like,
not work. That doesn't work.
our waiting room is too full.
Yeah, it
And
says, so we're sorry, the waiting room is full. Where you let you in a position becomes available. I've been seeing that all day. Although I did get in at one point. Like I said, I got into my cart, go to the checkout, and it failed. So I'm like, oh great. So I gave up. Like, I don't have all day to babysit this thing. I got work to do.
a buddy of mine got one ordered. He was super excited. He's like, I'm never gonna buy another game. And I was like, yeah, you will.
You're never
But
gonna buy another
he's
game?
like, I'm never gonna buy
Want to
another
bet?
game again. It was I think it was his uh I think it was like one of his grails kind of thing.
Like, Shopify could handle this. Shopify's built on a system that grows to your load, right? It's anyway.
Yeah.
They built some system. I know it's like homegrown. It doesn't look like anything I've recognized. Um, anyway, I'm just a little aggrieved. I'm probably not going to buy it. I probably couldn't make a better one because load is a hard thing to deal with. Now, over the 25 years, I think BGG is sort of better than it used to be. I remember. Do you remember back in the day in BGG, we would go down every week on Sunday night?
Yes. I do remember that.
Yeah, fun.
Um you want to hear my
I feel like I've got another grievance, but I'll I'll defer.
so I'm gonna have I have I have two specific grievances about PAX Unplugged, and they have to do literally with the enforcers. They're volunteers or whatever. And
Can you hold a
again,
minute? Can you hold a minute while I get
oh
a?
yeah, yeah, go for it, go for
Just
it.
give
Go
me a
for
minute.
it. You
Like,
got it. You got it.
hold. I want to hear. I'll be right back.
I know. I know. You want to hear because they had the unmitigated gall to schedule their uh BGG con with PAX Unplugged, same weekend next year. Oh, how are you doing, Matthew?
I'm okay. I'm good. We went and got our tree last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. $160. Thank you very much.
Well, that's like
Fuck.
that's like 500 American.
Other way around. It cost us $160, so it'd be like $30 for you. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Sorry.
like a Fraser fir. Apparently, they don't shed their needles very easily. It's like $19 a foot. Usually, we get a balsam, but because we get there too late, they only have balsams left. But yeah, so we got cats what a few weeks ago, and so we got the tree nice and early this year, so we could put it up without ornaments and wait to see what the cats are gonna do.
Yeah.
But luckily, they really are like, oh yeah, look, it's a tree. Okay, I'm moving on. Kind of thing.
Our uh our little cat climbs in the tree and does the you can see the little hand um pop
Yeah.
out or whatever.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. She's nice. Hello, Evan.
What up?
I
Yeah, man.
have a grievance, but I have to wait until
Till the end.
Aldi gets back.
Oh, okay.
I did last night. My I had my doorbell rang, and like occasionally we get like somebody will ring our doorbell if they're dropping off an order.
Yeah.
But it was my neighbor from across the cul-de-sac, a really nice guy. He came to just basically say, "Hey, just so you know, somebody came through the cul-de-sac and tried to steal stuff from everybody's mailbox." And he had it on video of this person just basically in this like Suburban driving up to everybody's mailbox, opening it up, taking stuff out of it, driving to the next one, doing the same thing to every single person's mailbox. And he's like, "Did you have anything in your mailbox, or were you expecting a delivery today?" And thankfully, I said, "Hey, I've been home all day since my birthday, and like we weren't expecting any deliveries, or the one delivery we got, I went out and
Happy
grabbed it.
birthday.
Thanks, buddy." Um. So yeah, I mean, and then that immediately made me say, "What a turd!
Yeah, that
What
sucks.
an absolute turd!"
I hate stuff like that. But with the price of gas these days, if you're driving a Suburban, you need to be stealing out of mailboxes.
Maybe,
You know?
maybe. I do wish that guy stepped on a sharp Lego though. Well, and the ridiculous thing is that his phone, his ring camera or whatever, like
Yeah.
actually could see the guy's license plate and like got a good look at the guy. And he's like, "I'm turning this into the cops just so."
Are they going to do anything?
Like, well, I mean, who knows, right? I
Yeah.
mean, theoretically they would, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
It's
again,
frustrating. They tell you my car woes.
I know you're trying to sell a car.
Well, I've had my Kia Soul broken into twice. It was out in the shop for like 6 weeks, and then I had it back for 10 days, and it got broken into again. And then went back to the shop. And now I'm like, all right, I'm just buying a new car. And then
Why the Kia Soul? Like what?
they're like super easy to steal, I guess, but whoever's
Uh,
breaking into my car is bad at it. And so all they do is destroy everything and like bust open the steering column and everything and then walk away.
oh, that's lovely.
The broken door and a broken window. And I'm like, okay. If you're gonna do it, at least steal the thing.
We had
I'm
our
just
car
like,
rummaged through the other night.
did you? Dude, that sucks. I hate
We
it.
didn't lock it, that's why. And then
Yeah.
people like, oh, quite often, like we have like, there's a not a great neighborhood a few blocks or a number of blocks away, and people just
Yeah.
walk down the street and go, try the car doors, move next one,
Right.
next one, next one.
Yeah.
We don't, that's why we don't keep anything in our cars anymore.
Yeah. Definitely. It's so Hey, frustrating.
Um,
Evan. Hey, what's up, dude?
Did you go to
jealous
PAX?
Was that?
Did you go to PAX?
No.
No.
Nope, I'm done for the year.
Wow, see.
Yeah. Are you jealous of my big old raviolis?
You giant ravioli. So that reminds me when I was a kid, I had about ravioli like that one time at like
Yeah.
a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And when they brought it to the plate, like they served it like I had a plate
Yeah.
and they served it from like a off table and it smacked on the plate and a piece of the ravioli sauce or whatever
Oh,
went
no.
into my eye
Oh, no.
and it was a spinach ravioli
Oh, no.
and it was in my eye and I could not get it out for like hours. Like, you know how you like get something in your eye and you
Yeah.
like
Yeah. And
can't.
you just can't get it.
And I was
I
like,
hate
oh,
that.
how annoying. That
Yeah.
was when I was a kid.
Oh, my gosh.
I had a couple eye things when I was a kid. I had sand in my eye one time at the beach and I went to the ER.
Oh, geez.
Well, yeah, 'cause it
that
starts
could scratch your
scraping
cornea
your-
and
Yeah,
stuff.
just because
yeah.
it scrapes the inside of your eye and you're just
Yeah.
like, what is going on? I can't get it out.
Yeah.
But I think it
hate
had already done the scraping and it was just
Yeah.
the leftover feeling of it.
Right.
Like it wasn't in my eye, like because they apparently like my dad's like you look like a monster when they did the eye test on you. Like they
Yeah.
fill your eye with something that shows black light
Yeah.
under black light, and then they turn on the black light and looking
So
for
funny.
external pieces of things.
Yeah,
But
No,
but
it's
it
the red
feels like
light.
it's
You gotta
still
turn
in
on
there
the
for
red
another
light.
day and a half.
Red light.
Roxanne.
You don't have to put on that.
Yeah, I remember complaining so much. They're like, okay, we're taking the ER.
Yeah.
Like an entire
All right.
day of misery from one piece of sand
It's horrible.
So I have
and ravioli. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have two uh
Grievances.
grievances. And again, I'm gonna just I'll do a preface by saying that the enforcers or the volunteers for PAX Unplugged, I'm sure as a whole do an amazing job and are all great people and
Yeah.
and the two people I'm going to talk about here are probably, catch him at a bad time kind of thing, right? So it's like, just like you got a pebble in their shoe, a bad day, that sort of thing.
Excuse me.
You okay, Evan? Okay.
My wife was bemoaning the fact that she just stumbled on something on camera.
Well, I didn't see you. We didn't see it. So
I didn't notice.
Go
to the
anyway.
tape.
So the first day when we were getting out or whatever, we I was heading out. It was like me and Anthony and Jerry were heading out, and we're talking about, wait, let's go grab something to eat or do this, that, the other thing. And there's some guy who has like some weird like vuvuzela horn or something like, "Brrr, everybody's gotta get out. Brrr, everybody's gotta get out. And we're like, well, we don't have to rush or anything because we're exhibitors, whatever. And there was a guy who had a a walking stick, like cane thing, and he was like, and but he was like, what, like it was had a little um it was meant to look like a nicely lacquered stick, and he was like, using it to like, it had a like kind of an antler thing on the top or whatever, and he was clutching it, and people were like, people are slowly making their way out the door, and there was like a guy on his phone, and he was like talking on his phone, and I watched as this guy said, you got to get, it's like you have to leave, leave the hall or whatever. And this guy wasn't paying attention to him or whatever. He was on his phone or whatever, which, would pay attention, just get the heck out or whatever. And he like literally, like, the guy wasn't paying attention. He was just kind of doing a weird like circle, like kind of like in front of where the doors were. And he walked over and he didn't hit him with his staff, but like, or his stick or whatever, but like he walked up to him and he just kind of like shoved it into the guy's side, like not hitting him or anything like that. And he's like, I told you to leave, and and I was just like, if I was him, I'd immediately go, oh, and fall on the ground and be like, oh, my side. Ah, oh, PAX Unplugged needs to pay me money. All the money. Just, but I was kind of like, and then around that time, somebody like ran over to us to tell us to like get the hell out too, and like was in the process like, hey, and he like looked down, he's like, oh, you're cool, and like because we had exhibitor badges, and I was just like, but he was all, and I was just kind of like, this is what happens when you give people, no, you give people like the name, we're the enforcers. You
Yeah.
know, it like yeah, they're not, oh, you want to join the PAX Unplugged enforcers? Like what are we, like some sort of weird street gang? And then I was like, well, whatever. And then so then I just kind of like raised my eyebrows a bit at it and moved on with my life kind of thing. And but then I can't remember if it was the second day or it was I think it was Saturday. Don't quote me on this. But there was I'm not gonna say the name of the company or but there was like some board game company that had like they were doing some like party game type thing. So there was this large crowd of people around it, and then the guy was like saying something something, and then the crowd would yell something something, and the crowd would yell, and they'd laugh or do whatever. Doesn't really matter. Um and they but this crowd was huge, like relatively, and so they kind of had some of these enforcers that were like kind of like standing like at the edges of the crowds, kind of like putting their hands out to kind of keep the crowd from like getting into other people's areas and whatever. Which good on them, whatever, whatever. I had gone to go use the restroom, and when I came out, because this crowd was so large there was probably, and you can't really, I mean, there was probably a 4 foot pathway as opposed to like a good 10 foot pathway or whatever to like go like because of this crowd. And there was this guy that like was like got his back to the crowd. He's got both his hands out and he's like I'm holding back the river kind of thing of these people or whatever. And so I'm like whatever, cool, and I'm walking through this little 4 foot pathway. At about the same time, here comes a woman who's got a stroller with her toddler in it, who's also coming the opposite way. So I've got a booth over here that I can't, because it's a wall, I can't go into it. I've got people on this side, so I can't go that way. Here comes this lady with the stroller, and she's like not really paying attention. She's kind of looking over at this big crowd of people who's like yelling and stuff like that, and she's not really paying attention. And so I realized she's gonna like hit me with the stroller. So I stop and kind of turn sideways because it's not a giant stroller. It's she's gonna have enough room to like go past me. And so I stop and I'm letting her go past me, and I'm just like, and she sees me, she's like, oh, thanks. And I was like, no problem. When I say no problem, Moses holding the sea at bay, like almost directly in my ear, I go, you need to move, sir. Screams in my ear. And I turned around and I said, I'm waiting for the move, sir.
What?
I just
Wow.
And so I said to myself, I saw myself turn around and getting into an argument with this guy.
Yeah.
And then I realized, no,
Not worth it.
nothing I say is going to be helpful in this situation.
Yep.
I'm probably going to be thrown out. Just, and I just said, that's fine. And I kept walking. And I almost wrote a strongly worded email. I did go back. I circled around and I was like, what is that guy's name? Like that kind of thing. But of course, all the badges don't have names. So I was just like, so there's no way.
Yeah. You'd have to describe them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I thought about like taking a picture, and I was just like, and I was like, and I had this whole like 10-second plot of
That's an
ultimate
odd way of,
revenge
like-
against him.
That's an odd way of like
Yeah.
not being responsible for your actions, like to not
Yeah.
have a name badge or any kind of like real identity. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I don't love that.
Yeah.
So
That
I
stuff-
just
That stuff sticks in my craw a lot more than it ought to, probably. But
I just let it go, and I walked back, and Shane's like, "What's wrong?" When he saw my face, 'cause I was just fuming, and I told him, and he's like, "If that had been me, I would be going to jail." So I just was like, "All right."
By the way, are we done with grievances?
I've got nothing left really.
I have a what's the opposite of grievance? A praise?
Appraise.
Appraisal?
Let's end on an appraisal.
The Codenames app is fucking amazing for a game. Which obviously my screen is not
Yeah, I
working.
can't see
It
it,
is
but-
so good. It's blowing me away. Like I can't believe how good it is for $5.
Wow.
It's so fun. There's so much gameplay in it. I've just been doing it like nonstop for like 2 days now. Like, not nonstop, but like it'll ping you like when it's your turn.
Yeah.
So it has, and I'm not even seeing everything. Like it unlocks a bunch of content, but the things I've seen in it, for one, you've got the team versus team, right? Like it's 2-on-2. And if you just start a game, it like puts you into a game.
That's cool.
And like I think all the games are like constantly going, so I immediately am in a game and I'm basically starting to play.
That's cool.
And as I've unlocked more, I've unlocked the ability to do these little daily challenges, which are basically like it'll say like here's one. Fortune 3. You know this game works, right? Is that working? Why is that not? I can't get. Oh my god, why am I not focusing? Hold on. So this is a challenge. Let me lower it even more. Maybe I can. That's just weirdly not going to focus, is it? Anyway, Fortune 3, right? So I've got a board of Codenames cards. And so it's sort of like it's a challenge. Now, you might think, who's making up these challenges? Well, the user base is. So once you play a little bit, you unlock the ability to make challenges. And you get rewards in the game for making good challenges that people answer correctly. Like the more numbers and more, like the more people that get it correct and also perfect. You can be complicated, but if you're not perfect, you don't get as many points. But if you're perfect
Yeah.
and a lot of, let me see if I've got results here.
So it's user
me finish one.
generated, like
It's so the
stuff.
users who bought the game, by the way, it's $5,
Yeah.
are creating the content for the other users to play.
Dude, this is like my idea for that one stupid website thing.
It's
Where the
amazing.
users moderate the database.
It's so I mean, obviously it's a little BGG underneath, but like
Yeah.
but it's so good, and the games are like really fun. Like, how is it so? Because Codenames, it's Codenames, but
Yeah, that's awesome.
and it's now apparently there's different types of puzzles to unlock too. Like I'm in a game with a couple of BGG admins who are like high level, and you get trophies and the achievements and all the stuff that makes you want to play games. It's like it's pretty cool. But you unlock different game modes that like are non-standard Codenames.
Cool.
It's really, and then you unlock special words, like you build your own word deck. So when you play a game, you can say, yes, play with my words. So your words get shuffled in. Like, so it gives you like one of 3 word choices. Like, it was like Spice Girls and like Harry Potter and something else. So basically you pick one of the word cards. So you're building up like a dictionary for your own games. Anyway, I really think it's good. It's one of the best apps I played. And for $5. I wish there was a free to play, because I think that the only thing that I've noticed is sometimes it takes a little while to get a game going. Like of a different, like there's these VIP games that only people who get a certain level get access to. I've been a VIP game, which has no people in it yet. So I'm just wondering like how big is the user base? It probably needs like a free to play to kind of like build up the user base a little bit, but
Right.
for $5, it's a no brainer. 5 bucks, 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 it's a no brainer. 5 buc Code names.
Slick user interface. It's pretty awesome.
What's that?
Slick user interface.
It's
is
super.
pretty-
I mean, it's
pretty
super
awesome.
polished. I looked at the team.
Yeah.
It's got like 20
I'll be right back.
players. Like BGG has
Oh.
2. They have
Is
like
that-
20.
Is that one of those ones? What's her name? Teresa Duringer? Doesn't she do that stuff?
I don't know that name.
Make apps for games.
Hmm.
It's like Golden something. I don't
This
know.
is Check Games.
Oh, check games. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they have a whole team doing that.
Yeah,
right?
their whole team. I mean,
Yeah.
I just did the credits the other night, and I'm like, the credits is bigger than the first video game I worked on. Like
Yeah,
on a supposedly AAA title PC game.
right.
But it has all these unlockable. I've not even unlocked everything, but it's got like lots of little fun things. Like it's got the whole secret agent thing. You unlock avatars. It's super fun. You can play with friends. There's daily challenges. You can join just a mission, which is just put you into a random 2 versus 2 game. I have had one game where someone gave me a clue and I just have no reason. It'll show you at the end of the game what the answers because when you do a clue, you pick which ones you want the person to click.
Yeah.
Like you'll say like I'll do I need to see a game that's finished so I can see how it works. Yeah, but like the cool thing is you see the game log after the game is over. Man, this just sucks. The contrast is just too much. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
no, yeah, you can't see.
But it'll show you like the game. It'll show you the clue they said, and so it'll say elevation 3, and they wanted it to be Alps, helicopter, and crow, and the guess was Alps and crane, and then it's a zonk. So it shows you like the game log of like where you went wrong, which is cool.
Yeah,
because you like what you could have, like what you should have clicked was this. Yeah. Like I did a Warcraft 2 and my refers were spell and blizzard. And the guy clicked blizzard and axe.
mm-hmm.
So anyway. And then you can rate each other and maybe it matches you more with people that you rate highly. I don't know. Because you don't get to know who you're playing with until it's over. Unless you're playing with friends.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm in a friends game now that has a special rule, like it says all the agents are symmetric. Which I'm like, that's kind of cool.
What does that mean?
I don't-
Symmetric.
Horizontally or vertically, like they're symmetrically laid out. Like, do you see the little line that's overlaying the board? It's hard to. I think it's trying to focus on my face. Is why this is what.
I could see a section of it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you see the little line, the like white lines crossing through it?
Yes.
Very faint.
Just barely. Yeah.
The camera's like doing some weird thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the white line. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
just
see the
making
horizontal,
it's
so it
making
has
a crosshair.
So it
Yeah.
has a symmetry either horizontally or vertically. So
Yeah.
you see here at the bottom where I clicked that, thinking
Yeah.
it was symmetrically to that one,
Mhm.
but it must be like mirrored in it. I mean,
Yeah.
like, how can? Yeah,
Interesting.
not sure how the symmetry works. Maybe I'm confused, but it's also a 5x5 grid, which is like 4x4 is the ones I've been playing. And then it's got all our custom words in there, like oh god, it's totally not as visible. Focus.
It's interesting. It only focuses on like a.
Yeah, it's focusing on my fingers or something. Like I can't
Yeah.
get to like focus on the words.
That's what it's doing. It's like, oh, that's a finger. I'll show you that.
You can almost see the words there.
Almost.
So annoying. Actually, let me bring up my little camera
It's like
control.
militarized. Nah, it's probably not one of them.
Let me see if I can find it. But I have not been impressed with like a piece of software in a long time.
Yeah,
It's super impressive.
that's cool.
Super impressive.
I was about to say that I still haven't veered into digital board games, and then I realized I was lying. I kind of forgot about BGA.
Yeah.
I was like,
BGA.
oh, I guess I have.
What was that game we played? The
It's a Wonderful.
It's a Wonderful World Kingdom.
Uh,
It's a Wonderful Kingdom.
It's a Wonderful Kingdom. Yeah.
That is a pretty cool game.
Oh wow, you just went way out of focus.
Well, I turned it into manuals to see if I can get
Oh.
it back to.
Oh, there we go.
And
I
then
like that game. It's got a little bit of bluffing, a little bit of, yeah, it's fun. Is it very different from It's a Wonderful World?
Yeah, kinda. Because you don't have the whole like trying to fool people.
Okay. I never played It's a Wonderful World, so
Why can I not get this to focus?
because it's so finicky. Ooh, it's so close.
I know it's like it's close and then it goes away. It's like I don't get
And
it.
also when you put a camera on a screen, there's something
Yeah,
about
it
like the
doesn't
refresh
quite.
rate makes it weird. I don't know. Oh no, that used to be when it did a weird scrolling line. That's different now.
You can almost see the words.
Gallagher's daughter. Nope. Big Eddie's show. I can't quite read them.
Yeah, they're quite. You can't quite make them out. So annoying, actually.
Swiffer.
It's infuriating.
No, probably not.
Oh, so close. It's just like something about it, like wants to like
yeah.
not.
Aries. I can read.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Zeus. Madagascar.
Yeah, like there we go.
Potato.
Tailgate barbecue. Like that's a custom
magician.
word. Artificial heart.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, those are all custom words, right?
Okay, nice. Backdoor something. Rhythm and blues.
But like, oh my god, base inside a volcano. Look at my face. I'm like zoomed in on myself. Anyway, I tried.
Yeah, we got a few of them. We got the gist.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Bear with us. Technical difficulties.
Annoying. Like it just doesn't want to focus.
No.
Anyway,
one of those little
go
things
spend
that you hold on the
$5. Vlada needs the money.
I'm sure he does.
Is he a full-time designer or is he
Vlada?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not anymore.
He's a full this Codename's created an empire.
Yeah.
For Czech.
Now he just
I mean they have like
3
of the top 100 games on BGG or something like that.
Through the Ages.
Through the Ages, what else?
Codenames.
I don't know if Codenames is top 100, but it's a top 100
It's gotta be, right?
I don't think it's top 100 like overall.
What's another one?
Let's see another one.
Pets? No, that's not top 100, is it? Oh, Galaxy Trucker.
Galaxy Trucker.
That might be top 100.
Maybe. I'm looking up right now.
Vlada.
Mage Knight is 35. It's ranked 35.
Yeah.
Through the Ages is where's Through the Ages? Number 14.
14.
I've
He's
never
got
played
2.
that.
You've never played it? Oh my god, it's amazing.
I've never played it in person. I've only played it online, and I still just don't quite understand the cube movement.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah,
it takes a minute. You have to fiddle with it a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's
I need
2.
to play it in person one time.
Let's see what else is there.
But I like the
Probably
idea.
forgetting about something.
Yeah, I feel like there's another one. Did you look up Galaxy Trucker? Where's that at?
No, not yet. Hold on a second. Let me see. I'm just trying to. Let me actually. I've got a better way to do this.
Oh, you can just look up Vlada.
I can just look up. I can look up Lada.
and then see his games, and they'll all be listed.
Yeah, of course.
It's almost like there's a database for that.
And Vlada is very sweet. He's a very nice person.
Is he? I never met him.
Yeah, he's very nice.
What nationality is he?
Czech.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Through the Ages, he's on the Through the Ages is basically ranked 2 times.
Oh, there's like an
because it's got the because there's second edition. Through the Ages, a new story.
Yeah.
Through the Ages 2 times. Mage Knight, Codenames, Galaxy Trucker, Dungeon Pets, Space Alert, Dungeon Lords, Tash Kalar, Pictomania, Star Trek Frontiers. Yeah.
I haven't played all of those, but
lots of code names.
Wow.
There's a dungeon crawl he made back in the day called what was it called? Prophecy, which I feel is underrated. It's a really fun one. I don't know why it's not Maybe they need to redo it.
Right.
His travel blog game was very clever.
I love
Yeah.
his breadth of like
It's
all the
amazing.
different types of games he makes.
No, he's a savant.
Yeah, he does a good job with all the types.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
He did a Bunny Bunny Moose Moose. Do
I never watched that.
you remember that game?
No.
It's called Bunny Bunny. Basically, you had to like disguise yourself either a bunny or a moose. Like it had like all this like hand things you did with your. It was like I don't remember the rules, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not him. I'm thinking of his compatriot. Um, what's his name? The other Czech guy who does all the amazing games.
Vlada.
Not Vlada, the other guy who's it's underwater
Jim.
cities and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tercy?
What's his name?
Vladimir.
Suchi.
Yeah.
Suchi.
Yeah.
Suki.
Yeah.
Suki. I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
Didn't they work together on something game? I feel like Vladimir and Suchi and Vlada worked together on something.
Well, if they didn't, they should. Damn it.
By the way, Pulsar 2049 is a very good game. That's a Czech Games game.
Oh, I've heard really good things.
That's Vladimir Suchi.
I've heard
Pulsar
really-
2049 is really, really good. If you've never played it,
I haven't.
like, you should play it. Underwater Cities is amazing. Last Will,
Right.
amazing.
Oh yeah, Praga.
I didn't like Praga so much.
Yeah.
I've not played Evacuation yet. Praga was good. Prodigal's Club, I supposedly is good. I need to play that one. Shipyard. These Czech game designers, man, they got something.
Yeah.
So I played some games this weekend.
Oh yeah, what'd you play?
Lay it on me.
Dragon's Down again. I played it again. Did I talk about Dragon's Down already?
You did
I think
briefly.
I talked about it last week. Yeah, it's really cool. However, it can be brutal. You can die in like a heartbeat in that game. You can play for like an hour, 2 hours, and then you walk around the corner and fail a dice roll and you die. You're dead.
Yep.
Like that's the brutality of it. It's like one of those games you're like, oh, I'm dead.
Right.
And then you have to basically quit or start over. We also played a game called Intent to Kill. It is a very, very, very good deduction game. One person's a serial killer, and you basically have rules to who you can kill. You have a motive that you have to follow the rules for. So you lay out this table of people, like it's all the victims, 20 people, 20 little bookmarks, but each person is unique. And you pick one at the beginning of the game. That's who you are. You're the serial killer. You hide it, obviously, and then the other team tries to find you, and you have to murder someone every turn. If you can't murder someone 2 turns in a row, you lose because of the way the rules are. Like one of the rules was you can only murder of a certain gender, like either male or female. Like that's one of the rules. That's like you get dealt a motive card randomly, and we know what all the motive cards are in the game. There's like 6 of them. And so we can track who, like every time you do a murder, we're like, okay, well that can't be this motive. So you have to like the detectives have to figure out the motive and who the killer is by a clever like interrogations thing where you're like it's logic stuff. You're like, is the killer male or female? Or are they tall, medium, short? Or are they fat, skinny, whatever? So it's a little bit like that Clue, not Clue, but what was that? What was that game back in the day where you would like try to figure out who the killer was? Like Stop Thief or something? Not Stop Thief, but something like that. Where you're trying to figure out a person. Now the interesting thing about the game is if the detectives ask you, the person, like the killer on the board, you can lie. Or you're affiliated with one group of people. They're like sympathizers to you. So if you ask like, and you don't like the detectives don't know who the sympathizers are. So and they're each person has like a trait of a group. Like there's these jet set people, or they're the officials, like governmental people, or like rich people, or like different different classes of people in the city. And if you ask a question of a person that is a sympathizer, you can lie. So it's pretty interesting. So it's a bit of like a clue, like deduction game with lying built into it. So eventually you're like you can kind of figure out who's safe to lie to or safe to question because you know who's not a sympathizer. Does that make sense? Like there's one sympathizer in the deck that's been handed to the killer of one of three, and then everything else goes back into a deck, and you there's a mechanism where they move around the table, so you can kind of see who's not a sympathizer. Like, oh, the the sports people, the athletes are not sympathizers, so you can go ask the athletes questions. Now, the goal for the killer would be to move the athletes away so that the detectives cannot ask that questions because they're you obviously want good information, but if you kill all the athletes, then you can't ask the athletes any more questions, right? That makes sense. It's a little bit hard to explain, but basically, you're doing like some deduction. There is a motive. You have to figure out who the killer is with the traits, and it's really good. Like it was surprisingly good. That is Intent to Kill. I don't know if it's out yet though. It came out at Essen. I grabbed it from the BGD library. And then we played, which I think it might be like a game of the year for me, is Endeavor Deep Sea. Did you guys ever
Game
play
of the year.
It's so good. Have you played it or heard of it? Well, you remember Endeavor?
Yeah, I played the original. Yeah.
Endeavor had like a similar kind of it's a mechanism from Endeavor, but no war. You're like you're exploring the sea in this one, and like kind of like it's all about conservation and things like that. Um, but it's really good. Like we loved it. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's probably medium heavy. It's not like incredibly hard, but it's like it's one of those games. There's only 7 turns, or which doesn't feel like a lot, but near the end, it starts off like you're just very quick turns. Like we were halfway through the game in like 20 minutes, and then the next half of the game took like an hour. That kind of thing, because it starts start getting more actions and more things to do, but you're only taking one action a turn, which I like. Anyway, Endeavor Deep Sea. It's very nice. Get it, play it.
In the box. That's it.
Buy it, and if you already own it, buy it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was good. I was trying to remember what I thought about Endeavor back in the day, and I think I liked it, but it had like a slavery mechanism that's kind of like iffy.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like I don't like.
Yeah, not like those other games where their slavery
they're
mechanisms are not iffy.
no, they're all iffy, but I'm just like I don't remember. I don't remember the slavery mechanism, but I remember it being like, oh, that's weird. I mean, it punished you in some way to have slaves, but like, yeah, it's just not fun in a game being a slave driver. Like, it should not be rewarded.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Less, you heard it here first, folks. Less slavery in games.
It's actually
no slavery in games. How about
It's
that?
relatively topical because we just had to change some number of cards in a game, replacing the word slave with prisoner, just to like,
Yeah,
so like every time we read the card aloud to like a new player,
it.
like I would
I
like
think
kind of
it's a subject matter that should not be
Yeah.
used for games. I guess is really
Yeah.
what. Now, I mean, there's definitely historical games out there that deal with slavery, like what's the one from
if you're tackling it in that kind of way, then yeah, but
Academy,
The Underground.
Underground Railroad, or whatever it was.
right.
Yeah, but is that fun? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, so we were just like, nope, we're taking out that,
it's wise. Yeah,
it just didn't feel good
Freedom
to,
the
like,
Underground Railroad. I liked the game. I think the game was good, but am I gonna? Just wasn't one of those games where like, yeah, I want to play this game again. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a sensitive subject matter that's not super fun.
Yeah.
So, I had a pop up today for a reminder. Uh, um, what do we call those? A prediction.
Oh yeah.
Remember those? Remember when we did those?
I don't know if I was
Oh,
there or I
yes.
forget.
Does anybody remember anything of what happened a year ago?
No.
No, but lay it on me.
I'm glad you have it written down.
How popular will Lorcana be?
Oh, I
Lorcana.
do remember this.
Do you remember what you said, Lance?
That'll be mostly forgotten, but
No.
it'll have its core group.
No, you said bigger than all trading card games put together.
I'm probably sure I said that.
Jest.
Yes.
Okay, well, my guess was thriving product line and active community. Have you guys heard about anything about Lorcana lately?
There's lots of
here
big
and there.
signs about it up.
I mean, I
at
guess
the-
maybe it is a thriving product line and an active
Could be.
community. I don't really follow it. Forrest says it will be niche. Lance says bigger than all trading card games put together.
That doesn't sound like anything I would have said.
Barry said it was. Yeah, Barry said it was not going to be around. Evan still be around, but not huge. 50% interest. Where is it? I guess it's still being made. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I get the sense it's a little less exciting.
I mean, that's my read, but who knows?
Yeah, we're not really into the Lorcana community. We should do another prediction.
Sure. Hold on, let me go to the bathroom, and then it'll be
Yeah,
ready.
me too.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
No.
No.
I refuse.
Too early.
The idea of the Super Bowl frightens me.
You've got a date with Destiny, Lance.
No.
Who do you got to go through? Chiefs? Are you
Well,
no, you're NFC, aren't you?
yeah.
So you got to go through Philly.
Philly, Detroit.
Philly and Detroit. Set some tall.
So the weird thing is if the Vikings win out, they would have to, like, I forget what it is, but it's like even if um even if Detroit won out, like because we played Detroit the last game, like we would hold some tiebreaker against them that would have us win the NFC North. I don't know. It's not going to happen. You know, we got 4 games left.
Yeah,
we play the Bears, and then it's 3 tough games. Then we got Seattle, we got Packers, and then we got Detroit last game of the year.
Oh, nice.
So
Preview of a playoff game.
Detroit in Detroit. So like if it's like, okay, here it is. It's you know, to win it all, we got to go to Detroit and win, you know.
But if you do, then you're going to win the Super Bowl. Probably.
Well, maybe, you know, I mean, but you know, the as they say, the fix is in. So
I mean, not the Chiefs. What are they called? Yeah, the Chiefs.
Who owns the Chiefs? Owns the Chiefs. Sorry. Slapshot? Nobody? Anybody?
Chiefs
You
are
haven't seen
ridiculous.
Slapshot, Evan?
Never did.
Oh, dude. Good movie.
Is that Paul Newman?
Very good movie.
Yeah, Paul Newman.
What are you drinking, man? Oh, the
Tea?
Girl Grey tea.
Yeah. And this is one of Giselle's favorite mugs. It says, "Make your own damn dinner."
I like that refrigerator. It's stocked.
Yeah.
Stocked full of hams and cakes and tarts, things like that.
What are you guys doing?
Dangerous. It's really dangerous having a key to a whole store full of stuff 3 doors down. I've been pretty good though.
We're putting on the foil, coach.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta watch that again.
No, I've never seen it.
Gosh, I was talking to one of my
Another
staff the other day, and she's like, she's in her 30s or something. I'm like, oh yeah, we watched Scrooge last night, and she's looking at me blankly. I'm like, she's like, what's that? I'm like, you haven't seen Scrooge? I'm like, oh my God, you
Who's
gotta
this?
watch. What's that?
Who's this?
This is one of my staff, Catherine.
And different era.
By the way, I've been in the Aries waiting room for since the show started. Like the
Oh
movement.
no.
There's also not a line. Like it doesn't tell you like where you are in line. Like what whatever.
That's because they're sold out.
It might be.
Which is, I mean, good for them. They
We should
sold
do
it.
it. Yeah, I know, good for them, but it's a really kind of like one of those things that just I don't know, it just leaves like a bad taste in my mouth about the experience of it all.
Yeah, I wasn't, how many of those people you know, are eBay sellers and what have you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're just gonna put it on eBay. Twice the money. I mean, I'm sure there will be a factor of that.
and I get it, right? It's a collector's edition of a game, but that one I just don't get. When you can just go buy the normal War of the Ring for $60 or whatever.
It's
You know,
paint.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. For my birthday, my son purchased a couple of miniatures for D&D and then let it be known that he wanted to learn how to paint minis. And I was like, "Oh, you've entered a horrible world, son."
You've got all that paint though. You can.
Oh no, no, no. I'll be happy to teach him. But he's entering a difficult world where you're never gonna it's like you're gonna think it looks so easy. You're gonna look at it, and you're like, that looks so simple
Yeah.
to paint like that. And then you're gonna like, you know, you're like, why is this so difficult? Why is this not fun? Why does my orc look like a green blob?
And you look up and you're like, oh, it's morning. I've been painting this and it looks like for 8 hours it looks horrible. That was my experience.
Yeah. So he'll learn. He'll learn. And maybe he'll be amazing at it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So what a turn of events with this United Healthcare CEO killer.
Oh, the
What-
McDonald's thing? Yeah.
What's the McDonald? I don't think I've heard
Yeah,
anything.
he got caught at McDonald's. Someone turned him in.
Interesting.
Did you see the meme? Like Culver's
seen
wouldn't
many
have
memes.
snitched.
I've
Culver's
seen many
wouldn't have snitched.
What's that?
The picture of Culver's and all the employees like this, and it says Culver's wouldn't have snitched.
Yeah, Burger King. What was the Burger King one I saw? Yeah, so he went to McDonald's. He was eating something, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
And the one of the employees recognized him and called the
Seems
cops.
like you want to.
So I don't know if this is true,
here's
but
the
one of the employees recognized him and was joking about it, and then somebody else
Looked at
was
him.
like, "Oh, like one of those things where it's like, doesn't that guy kind of look like that guy kind of thing?"
Yeah.
And then
was a
like
joke.
they're like, "Oh wait,
But like what I guess the guy sort of wanted to get caught, maybe. Like
Yeah.
you don't go to McDonald's
Right.
after your face is basically like broadcast on the TV and like every media outlet in the world for like don't go out to McDonald's.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, I'm not like, but what a silly kind of thing to do. But I'm glad he's caught, I guess, right?
How did they find him?
Someone turned him into McDonald's.
No, but how did they know it was him?
They put they got a lot of photos of him.
But he was like covered in shit.
Oh, he was his face was very well exposed in many pictures they
Oh,
found.
I didn't see.
Yeah, he was
I
not
didn't keep up
he was
on
not like a professional like we thought.
Yeah.
I don't think professionals exist.
They do, but not like the way you're thinking.
Okay.
Not like in the way that you are like, I'm gonna go and I have a unique set of skills or anything like that. I mean, um, there was a guy
But it's
that
not like the movies. They don't exist.
yeah. There was a guy that local, I forget his name, but he is his daughter was getting a divorce from like her husband or whatever, and he thought that like, oh, I forget I don't know the whole story. I'm gonna forget it or whatever, but like he was under the mindset of like, for some reason I think maybe his wife had passed away or something like that, and he had the kids, and like, and this guy just had the mentality of like, he's not gonna raise the kids the way that they're supposed to. And this is in Fargo. And the dad ended up talking to somebody who knew somebody that put him in touch with a guy that said, um, that would like pay me $5,000 and I'll go kill him. And his mindset was like, well, with him out of the way, his parents are dead, so we'll get to raise the kids and we'll make sure they're raised correctly. So he paid the guy killed him in Fargo, like he was a dentist or something. He'd like, they found him like he was just dead inside his house, and he had been shot in the back of the head, like reading the newspaper or something like that. And then they eventually, um I don't know how they figured it out, but they figured it out that they found the guy, and he was like, yeah, I was paid to do it. And and then he cooperated with the cops, and the cops arrested him, and he said, yeah, I did it. But he's like, I don't care. I'm 75 years old. I don't have that much longer to live anyway. And now I know that my grandchildren will be raised by my wife, and they'll be raised correctly. So don't care. It's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh. But yeah, I mean, that was no, the guy wasn't like some super secret spy or anything like that. He was just,
Did you read his manifesto?
I did not. I mean, there's
Two
so many fake
paragraphs.
ones out there.
It's 2 paragraphs or like 3. It's like 10 sentences. It's nothing.
Manifesto. Is that ever used in a positive light, that word?
No, it's not. No, it's
Maybe.
not.
I don't know. I feel like there might be. There's
Well, I
probably
remember like the manifesto, didn't he read in there like he said something I will be the first of many or something like that. And
no, no, it's not like that. You can go find it. It's online.
well, and how do people have it already? That's the big thing. It's like, wouldn't you
Yeah,
think the cops?
they didn't want to post it for some reason, I guess. And then some journalist found it and posted it. Like, why was it hidden? Like, what is the deal with the media? Like, if you report to be the media, why do you not to report the media?
Well, that's just it. It's like, why? How did they get a hold of it? I guess am I weird for
He had
that?
paper on this person.
Well, yes, but I'm assuming the cops took it, right?
Yeah.
So
Then
it's
they
like,
entered it in evidence, and then evidence is like public accessible, I guess.
is it though? I mean,
You want to read
like,
it? It's only 2 paragraphs.
yeah,
Or
I
here,
mean, go
I
ahead.
want to hear it.
put it on the screen.
Yeah.
That's it. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what
Cash
CAD
on
is. A lot of
cash.
patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes to-do lists that eliminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the US has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. United is the indecipherable largest company in the US by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, Walmart. It has grown and grown. But as our life expectancy? Question mark. No, the reality is these indecipherables have simply gotten too powerful and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have the space. And frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument, but many have eliminated the corruption and greed. For example, Rosenthal, Moore, decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It's not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. That's not a very long manifesto.
No.
Yeah, auto CAD too, but CAD must be something else with like yeah, because basically it says how he did it.
Right.
This was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. I'd be curious about the social engineering because they had to figure out what his travel plans were. Right? That's like social engineering to get like, hey, I need to know when he's going to be at that hotel later. You know, like you call up like concerned or whatever.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think it was, I mean, he's a guy that I feel weird that like, you try to decide or try to decipher why that guy would do whatever he did. I mean, he's because he's like, did he have nothing, it's like, yeah, nothing left to live for kind of thing, going on somehow or whatever. But
Apparently grew up in privilege. Like he went to like, wasn't he like a Ivy Leaguer?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously he's got a screw loose. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not, and uh I'm certainly not going to absolve him of what he did because obviously my wife sent me a video of like some pastor that was talking about it and like he was just like uh he's talking about the person that died and he was like, oh no, I mean he's like he's one of God's children and his life was taken from him in a brutal way and there by no means should um we should not celebrate this, but we also need to recognize that this was a bad person, and he
Right.
said, because of the fact that he
Oh, I know what CAD is.
what?
It's the gun design.
Oh,
Yeah, computer
Oh.
is is it
Is a 3D printed gun.
CAD?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah. So
Yes.
no, anyway, the pastor said that like he said this is a bad person that like um he and his company focused on profit over lives, and that is an inherently horrible thing. And while it's like this it's like we
Yeah.
shouldn't celebrate, but how many thousands of people needlessly suffered because of the decisions of that company.
Yeah. Tying capitalism to healthcare is very
Yeah.
broken, in my opinion, because I think any of us would probably dump our life savings if it would save our loved ones.
Yeah.
Like that's just at odds with capitalism.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I
there's no upper
can.
bound to the amount of money you would spend to save somebody, and therefore capitalists will take advantage of that.
I can say the United Healthcare has not made sweeping changes yet, as I continue
not
to
going
not
to.
get paid for certain claims.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah.
They're not gonna change anything.
Well, right. I'm highly doubtful they would, but I was like, oh, maybe my claims will go through. No.
No, in fact, I've got a Facebook friend who just posted up like this is kind of this is basically where we're at. He
Yeah.
said my wife got denied her request to have a CAT scan by their insurance company,
Yep.
even though they had a 13-page doctor written why she needed it. They
Yep.
got declined. He's like, tell me where to send bail for Luigi.
Right.
He would rather pay bail to Luigi for like that's just crazy. I think that's the world, the way we're headed, though.
I mean, it sure seems that way.
I mean, part of me is like, oh, is this like the first step of like the eventual like we're not going to take it anymore kind of thing, or
Maybe.
and I guess I mean, I think we're still too complacent.
Oh yeah, we're cattle.
Yeah.
Which is sad, right?
Yeah.
That we just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Obviously the guy, you're one of those things where it's like, you're like, it made it sound like, oh, he's in the wind or whatever, that kind of thing. And then,
Oh,
but no, I mean, he wasn't, right? I mean, it's like he got caught in a freaking, uh, sitting at buying a Big Mac or whatever.
curious what he was eating.
I saw a meme where it's like, it was like, I forget what it was from, but it was like, what did you get? And he's holding a hash brown. And it's like, what did it cost you? Everything, you know?
What was that from?
And I don't know if he was getting
Yeah, what movie is that from?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he was getting a hash brown from McDonald's. If that is the case, that's even worse because their hash browns suck.
The hash browns suck at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
I've not had one in a long time. I used to work at McDonald's.
Good for you.
The big breakfast. Do you remember the big breakfast?
I do.
Get like pancakes and eggs and sausage and
I sure do.
egg McMuffins. I've made many an egg McMuffin. I even thought about buying my own like egg ring at home to make my own egg McMuffins. Like, cause they're just, it was like a 6 egg rings and you would just
Yeah.
crack an egg in each one and perfectly shaped egg rings.
Do you still have that gadget?
No, I never got one, but I
Or
thought
no?
about it because
The
I love
fate
the
of
egg McMuffin.
what ends up happening to kitchen gadgets always interests me. You know, like there's always like that drawer.
Oh, I've got a drawer full of them.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, they don't ever get used. But you have that just in case. Oh, I could make a crepe. I could make a crepe.
What was that? Crepes?
I'm not gonna.
Crepes, yeah.
In lighter news,
Ah,
looks like there's going to be a Warhammer movie with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Been around for a while,
Is it
hasn't it?
Is it 40K or the fantasy?
Uh,
oh,
I
it's
don't know.
gotta be
I
40K.
think it's 40K.
Okay. Gotta be 40K.
They don't. The Sigmar doesn't have nearly the following. It would be foolish to try to do one on the for their fantasy version. No, I'd prefer the fantasy myself, but
Everybody tells me that the 40K lore is really cool and stuff, but I never really delved into it, so I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
There's a deep dive there,
Yeah.
but uh, yeah, um, he just didn't seem to have much of a plan. He was like, I'm gonna go. I mean,
Yeah.
he went and found the guy, did the thing, and then he was like, I'm gonna go to Pennsylvania.
I just don't think he cared.
Yeah.
And he kind of wanted the um notoriety.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
If you don't want to get caught, you don't go to McDonald's.
Not even for a quarter pounder with cheese. A Royale with cheese.
Oh, with cheese.
You beat me to it.
I don't think so. They
Yeah,
can't, like, a
apparently
crash pad
Cory
somewhere, you know?
Doctorow predicted
What's that?
this. Cory Doctorow. I think he wrote a short story or a book about this. The same plot. I think. I remember reading this. Let me find it. Try not to lead a life that makes people celebrate your death.
Yeah.
In the article.
I haven't even started Christmas shopping yet, and I'm a little.
We went tonight. We went to Target and bought some stuff.
Giselle and I
things.
aren't doing gifts this year because we just purged the whole house of crap. We just don't want to start collecting more.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'd say we'll go away somewhere, but we can't leave with the shop and all that stuff. Yeah. Our baker fucking gave her notice
Really?
again.
Yeah. Dang, man.
We found a new one though,
That's good.
and she lives closer too, which is good.
That's good.
She's American.
Yeah.
Moved
What
here
happens?
after the first Trump term.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cory Doctorow wrote a short story in 2019 called Radicalized, a story about America, guns, and healthcare and violence.
Oh, isn't that a movie or TV show
Maybe.
with Paul
short story
Dano?
I don't know, maybe.
Hold
Radicalized?
on. Just a second. It looked pretty good actually. Paul Dano. Have you seen the Paul Dano movie about the whole GameStop thing?
Oh yeah, I love that.
It was great. It
Yeah,
was really good.
Was that Easy Money or something like that?
Yeah.
That was a great movie. It's fun.
What's it called?
Paul Dano movie. Now this is a short story by Cory Doctorow written in what year was it? 2019. Basically, same plot.
Maybe it's not Paul Dano. I thought it was. Oh no! It's the dude from the menu or whatever that is. The guy that played Beast in.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
From About a Boy kid.
What was his name?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
So the show or movie or whatever it is called The Order, not Radicalized.
The Order.
Yeah, looks interesting. It's all about like radicalized people and stuff, and Ty Sheridan's in it too. It's good.
Are any of you guys watching Dune?
Not yet.
Oh
I
my
haven't even
got too
seen the
much
second
stuff.
movie yet.
I know. You got to
there a
watch
TV
the
show?
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Prophecy or something like that.
The Prophecy. Yeah. It's got some interesting stuff in there for sure. It's very like it's cool.
Idiot.
I didn't know.
Anybody watching the Goonies in space in Star Wars? I can't remember the name of it. Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. Looked. It
I
was so
did.
far so good.
I watched the
It's
first two
adorable.
episodes. They were fun.
Yeah.
I don't like the first episode, but I like the second one.
Yeah. It's adorable. I like it.
I like the look
the
of
robot. My God, the robot's so
little
good.
girl with her visor thing. It looks. She got a good.
Oh yeah,
look.
the girl with the visor is like kick ass.
Maybe it's the gray hair that's got me.
The silver hair. Yeah. I've not seen this week's episode.
Was it out already?
It came out last week. 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, I know the first two, but is there another one?
I think it was every Tuesday.
Oh, well,
was
shoot,
it,
I need to
Wednesday?
watch that. Well, shoot.
Well, shit.
What was the show I just watched? Ah, shit. Crap, why can't I
They're on
remember the
episode
name
3.
of Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it with my son. I was just like, we should watch this.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
I mean, it's the first episode kind of annoyed me because it was just kids. Like
Yeah.
I don't like kids shows. Like it's just. But the
Get off
second
my lawn.
yeah, exactly. I'm just a grumpy person. I don't care about the kids. Like it's stupid kids, right? It's one of those things.
Yeah.
And but the second one's pretty. It makes it interesting. Like it opens up a little plot thing that you're like, oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's 2 fun things in the second episode that I like a lot. One of them, well, I'm not going to say, but basically, a character that I like a lot already. It's a robot, and Jude Law, of course.
Yeah, Jude Law's in that The Order show too, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So weird that people go through cycles with this stuff. Like he's in everything.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I just watched again for the other day was Alita Battle Angel.
Mm.
That movie.
I really like it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I really enjoyed it.
Something about it just didn't do anything for me.
I'm hoping for a sequel at some point.
Did any of you guys watch that brand new cherry flavor?
What's that?
We did. We talked about this. Like this
We
weird.
did. But what is it again?
I can't really say anything about it without just
Right.
spoiling it. So you should just watch it. But it's basically the actress from Alita as one of the main characters.
Okay.
I mean, it's horrific and gross and like intriguing and like makes you just makes you. I mean, I'm happy that things like this get made.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some WTF moments in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Cherry flavor?
Brand new cherry flavor. Nobody has seen it, right? Like none of
No.
you. Interesting.
Huh.
Kabuki Kid, have you seen it?
Is it horror?
It is. It's like I don't know. It's yeah.
I'm not a horror guy.
Yeah, it's horror-ish.
Yeah.
It's horror drama. But I don't know. Okay. Oh my god, no one's seen it.
Uh-uh.
Oh well.
Trying to remember. What did I can't remember anything anymore.
Welcome to 53.
Yeah, no shit. What did
I do this all the time.
No, I remember I was like thinking about stuff I could talk about and stuff that
I
I'd
have
either
another
seen
grievance.
or watched. You have another grievance?
I have 2 grievances. So
Go
my
for it.
outdoor faucet started leaking, and I'm having to deal with that. That's just a general grievance of a maintenance thing that I have no concept of how to fix that kind of stuff. Like I have to call plumbers to do. That's one grievance. Do you guys know how to fix it? Like if your faucet outside, like you have the faucet on the outside of a house, like with
Yeah.
and you turn it and it doesn't stop.
Oh,
Like the
dude.
water just keeps coming. Like what do you do?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Turn off the water. Well,
Yeah.
you turn off the water and you replace. You turn off the water in the house and then you unscrew the whole thing and put a new one on because the basically what the little ball that has to turn to plug it off, it's gone.
It's broken.
Yeah.
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 I figured something like that. I just don't have that ability. Like I don't have the I need stuff to fix it.
Yeah. You got to go out to the curb, find the little thing.
So I've hooked a hose up to it to make it not leak. And now I
there you
need to
go.
fix it to leak it because with a hose on it, just the water's in the hose, but
It's a good idea.
keeps the water from just running into the ground.
Yeah.
So we're playing Dragon Heist right now, which is like a very RP heavy adventure. And one of the players that I'm playing with, I don't think he really wants to hit stuff. So he's like finding every opportunity to we were in a bar, we were trying to get information from the bartender. He's like, I punch him in the face. I'm like, oh, relax.
Well, give him the repercussions of that. You take him to jail.
Oh no, there were.
Okay.
And it was just really funny.
Huh.
Oh gosh.
I've never played in a group like that. The most
Yeah.
intense role playing I ever played was in college with a Shadowrun group. Like
Oh,
they
I
were
played
so
Shadowrun.
intense. I was just like, I was almost a little scared.
Really?
Like they were all in so much character, and I'm like, I don't enjoy this.
Huh.
Because I felt like myself, I could not get into. I barely knew them. I knew one of the guys really well. We were classmates, and I went and he invited me to the group, and I'm like, oh sure, I'll come over like on a Friday night, we'll play. And it was just, I was like, oh man, this is beyond what kind of role playing I want to play. It was way more intense than I wanted to play. Like the whole in the character, like never coming out of
Yeah.
character, like never breaking character
That's
Yeah, we're not like
at
that.
all.
That's a
Like
little
I was just
intense,
like,
yeah.
oh god, where am I? Get me out of here.
We're the type of group that,
But it was rewarding. Let's just
yeah,
say,
that's
Yeah.
good.
even though I did not enjoy it. Like I'm not that person to do that.
You wouldn't rush
I don't
back to
enjoy
do it
doing
again.
myself. I enjoyed being there, but
It's
I did
good
not
to
enjoy doing the acting
it's
myself.
good to go beyond your means.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I that's my limitation. The problem with my life. I'm
Like
aware. I'm fully aware.
in
My
February,
boundaries are pretty tight.
in February, I'm going to be doing that. I'm doing a speaking engagement at a session at Gamma.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
exciting.
cool.
Me and this game designer Emily Vincent
Oh yeah.
just did knitting game, I think it was.
A knitting game, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
was it? Hold
recognize
on.
that name. I forget what she
Emily
designed.
Vincent.
Yeah, they're
Only we had a database.
yeah,
I see her.
knitting circle.
Knitting circle.
Yeah, they she is
That's so.
he actually has a degree in fucking UX, which is what we're going to be talking about.
Oh wow. Oh, it's in crowdfunding right now.
Yeah,
A brand new puzzly tiling calico game of knitting with kitties and the team that brought you calico.
Cool. You got a Beth Sobel
Get this
kitty
one.
on there?
It's a cat in a basket of yarn. It's cute.
Oh my gosh. I think I've seen that cover. So adorable. Love it. Well, I'm gonna have to come to your little
Calico is a good game.
show.
well, you're filming it.
Am I? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm not afraid. I don't think I ever actually played Calico.
It's very challenging.
Yeah,
Is
it
it?
looks like surprisingly intense.
It's light themed, but is a
Yeah,
tough game.
yeah.
I really enjoyed Isle of Cats.
Oh yeah.
The Isle of Cats.
Uh-huh.
I tried to get him to drop the. He did not. I'm like, just call it Isle of Cats, man. The Isle of Cats doesn't make sense.
Oh right.
Isle of Cats, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
And then it's the double
I
entendre.
I bugged him like
Oh,
5
okay.
times, and I did not make a. It's still called the Isle of Cats.
Who's that?
The designer. I was like, just call it the Isle of Cats. It's cleaner. Like, it's funnier, right? Like
Yeah.
it's cute. The Isle of Cats doesn't make sense. Isle of
Not
Cats
that
is hard though. Of the Isle of Cats, it's interesting. I like that game too.
Yeah.
It has so many cards. Like I'm always amazed at the stack of cards in that game. It's like this. It's like the deck is like this tall, and you go through a lot of cards in that game. You get like tons of cards. I kind of do wish the game was boiled down more to the tile placement versus the bidding part.
Yeah.
Like that one, like I always just want to play with the tiles, but you never like you got to be really skillful with the bidding to get the tiles you want,
Yeah.
which always is a drag to me to like I don't get what I want sometimes, and then you're like, I gotta figure out what I gotta do. By the way, do you see uh who's that? Galactus back there? I finally
Okay.
opened my box of Galactus. Do you guys remember the Hasbro when they did the crowdfunding for that?
Yes.
It's gigantic. Plus, it comes with a Doctor Doom head. Do you see the Doctor Doom head sitting there? Which I
Why
can't
does it come with a
I
Dr.
can't
Doom
point at
head?
my spatial
Yeah, I see it.
the Doctor
Yeah.
Doom head. It's a Doctor
Yeah.
Doom head that snaps on where the Galactus is. I'm like, what? Does Doctor Doom ever take over Galactus?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, yeah,
Not that I remember
it's
either.
totally a thing.
I mean, it must have happened in some comic
Yeah,
somewhere.
it must have something.
Yeah. Huh.
Like I don't even know the reference.
I don't either.
Definitely a Doctor Doom head, right?
Was Dr. Doom ever Galactus? Dr. Doom built a machine with which he transferred his consciousness into Galactus's body,
Well, there you go.
saving the Earth.
All the stuff that came with it though is junk. I hate them. All the little extra figures that are like
Yeah.
Silver Surfer and stuff. They're like super junky. I'm like, I
Oh,
might
that
just
sucks.
toss them.
Is it a sideshow thing?
What's that?
Is it a sideshow figure?
No,
Or?
no, it's Hasbro. Hasbro did this like remember they were doing crowdfunding. They do crowdfunding. Yeah, I don't remember what it they have a name for it. I can't remember what it's called.
Hmm.
But I bought it like, it was a couple of years ago and the box just sat here forever and I finally opened it.
Out of boredom.
No, just tidying up HasLab. Oh my god, it's $750 on eBay. What? I
Why
should
did
have
you
left it in
open
the
it, Scott?
box.
You fool.
I know. It wasn't that expensive when I bought it.
Don't you know everything's a collectible now?
I hate that world. I like opening things.
I know, right?
It freaked me out when we did a friend of mine from college was starting a store that their premise was, oh yeah, it's going to be a collectible store, cards and memorabilia and stuff like that, and we're making our money by doing streamed box breaks. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I could see that.
And then he's like,
I
yeah,
watched that happen before.
it's this. I'm like, really? Huh? You know what this thing is, Evan?
No.
So they take, they'll have a box of like NHL cards, like Topps NHL cards, or whoever makes them, and then they'll say, okay, okay, folks, we're selling off teams. We're breaking this box up in teams. So all the Montreal Canadiens, basically, they're selling like however many teams there are in the NHL. That's how many slots they have available for this box. So people can buy the slots, and then they open the box. They open up every pack in the box on screen, and so that you know what cards you're getting, so it's not like faked. And then you're paying X amount of dollars for a share in the box, but you may get shit, or you may get
Right.
it's a gambling basically.
Huh.
And it this like flabbergasting me, like, this is a thing.
Yeah. Hey, it's
They're doing well. They've expanded twice now, and yeah.
whatever happened to those repack people? Hey, we'll bust some boxes and take all the good cards and then repack them, and you can pay us $5 a pack because we might have forgotten one of the good cards.
You never know.
You never know.
Doubtful.
Hey, get a chance at a Mox.
I'm kind of glad I broke that habit, the Magic the Gathering habit.
Oh, I played for
I sold all my cards.
decades and decades and decades.
Well,
Yeah.
94. Yeah.
Yeah.
30 years now.
That's what I said. Decades and decades. And decades.
I know. I was just doing the math. It is decades and decades.
I
and
know
decades.
it's a long time.
It didn't
I
seem
mean,
like it was that many decades, but yeah, it's like 3 decades.
Like I would
I play
still
I play the online one quite a bit. Not
I
quite a
do
bit,
I
but
do still
I
go
do.
play Two-Headed Giant for the pre-release with my buddy, but it's just a sealed event. You know, you're not
Yeah, you
like,
don't have to worry about it.
yeah. You show up, you do the thing, and
Buy a
it's
deck,
done.
done.
Yeah.
Play.
It's fun, then I'm done. It's a healthier relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not as toxic as it used to be.
Yeah.
I remember pre-ordering Legends decks, like cases, and opening them after I had like heat stroke,
Really?
because there was like the company party at the what's the ranch, the on the Dallas show, what was that called, something ranch,
Oh.
South Fork.
South Fork. So we went to South Fork for the day as a
It's
company
tiny, eh?
party. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's not, yeah, it's tiny, I guess, but you know, it
Well,
was
the
like
house is tiny.
the house is very tiny, but they never filmed the house there, right? They filmed the outside stuff there.
Yeah.
But they built a house there for tourists. Um, but we went to South Fork for the day, and I remember being in the sun all day, and then we went back to my buddy's place, and we got our Legends boxes and started opening it. I'm like, remember being sort of semi-delirious from the heat, like it felt like a heat stroke kind of thing. Like, oh my god, I feel like so awful. But we have to open all these boxes and see what we got.
There was so much
Those were the
junk in
days.
those. I really like the set of Legends, but there was so many. Like once the price per pack went up to like $40 or whatever, like you just weren't getting your
Oh, like pack price? No,
yeah, the pack price went up to like 40, 45
I
bucks.
never. Only bought the cases like
Yeah.
on release. I never did the aftermarket stuff. I
Oh,
did
that's
buy
good.
one case of antiquities back in the day for like twice the price.
Yeah, Antiquities is pretty awful value as well.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
Yeah.
Too bad it wasn't Arabian Nights.
Right. Yeah, Arabian Nights.
I did get a set of Arabian Nights though.
Oh, that's cool.
I collected it.
Yeah.
And then sold it for like $500.
It'd be worth a little bit more now.
Probably be worth a few more bucks now.
Yeah, just a couple.
How silly! Like if I had just kept all that stuff for 30 years.
Well, the thing is,
Because
anytime
I was
you
like, oh, I'm
sell
gonna
it,
sell it and I'm gonna buy a computer.
right?
Yeah.
I took all the money and bought my first PC for $5,000.
Well, if you think about it, though, that was an investment in what you now
In
do.
my future.
Yeah, you know.
I just didn't have a PC ever.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, I was like an Amiga guy. Do you remember Amigas?
Oh yeah.
But it's not like a serious. It wasn't really a serious computer in the 90s.
Right.
Like it was gaming. Like I had like a lot of gaming on there, but
Right.
it was not like a PC.
See, so those Magic cards have actually multiplied their value innumerably.
Yeah, immeasurably.
So good work.
Very possible that could be it.
Living the life.
Tiny factor.
So I remember back in the day when my roommate, he was a web developer, like on the side. It's a side gig. And I made fun of him for it. I was like, what are you doing? You don't want to play Magic with us, man? He's like, no, I'm working on this realtor website. Like this was before realtor.com.
Yeah.
Like he created a realty website.
Crazy.
Now it didn't go anywhere, but like
Right.
it could have gone
idea.
somewhere. It could have
Yeah.
gone somewhere. But I just remember like all the work he put into it. I was like, oh man, that seems like a lot of work.
Maybe I want to do that.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
Believe me, when I went home from work, I switched off. Like work,
Yeah.
like the minute I left my desk, my brain stopped thinking about work.
Oh yeah. Don't you kind of yearn for those days sometimes?
I kind of wish I could go back to that.
Where you're like, man, what would it be like to just like
turn off for like a
show up do your freaking job and then go home and just be done. Wow.
I think about that every once
You
in a
know?
while.
Wow.
It was a different life for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a different life.
We don't get to do that anymore.
No.
No, cannot do it. Yeah, next year's 25 years.
Yeah. Wow. That's a big deal.
I'm like, what? How
That's
did
a
that
big deal.
happen? Yeah. We have something special planned too.
Do you? Oh, that's cool.
Kinda.
Burning it to the ground.
Yeah.
I hope
Lighting a
it's not at
match.
BGG Con because I can't go.
It's not a
Don't do
BGG
it.
con. It'll happen in January.
Okay. I'm so bummed. I won't be there.
For what?
BGG next year.
Oh, you're not able to come next year? Nothing?
No.
Zero?
It crosses over with my daughter's birthday.
And PAX.
And
Oh, well,
PAX.
I'm not going to PAX, but
I know, what a
yeah, they
bummer.
did it again.
They've done it before.
Yeah,
I
they
think
did
this
the
is the
first
third
year of
time.
PAX.
Yeah, the first year of
Heckheads.
PAX was overlapped, and I think it happened again, and I don't remember when.
Yeah.
But so this is the third time I think it's happened.
My wife told me in no uncertain terms, "You will be in town." And I was like,
You
that's
could always
fair.
come to spring.
Yeah.
So I said, yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
That's the right answer.
I mean, it is, and she's not wrong. Like,
How
don't
old is she?
don't be that guy.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Yeah, you can't miss that.
Yeah. So it's a bummer, but there's always the year after. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
So then I said, see you at the fight.
Later.
You know, if you know the reference from Futurama,
No.
Don't know it.
he's like home Bender is part of the robot league of super wrestling.
Yeah.
And then his gimmick gets over, so he's winning all these fights, and then he's like, who am I gonna beat tonight? And he's like, actually, we've got a new idea. We're gonna have you lose. And he's just like, I don't think that works for me. And he's just like, well, it's just like, I'm sorry, but that's the script. That's what we're gonna do. And he's like, oh well, I guess I'll just have to win fair and square. And he's like, well, I guess we're just gonna have to beat you the old-fashioned way, to death. They hit a button, and this giant robot comes up. I am Destructor. Ah! And you see him, and he's putting on this dress they want him to wear. See you at the fight. He's like, and then it cuts back to everybody at their home base. He's talking to him. So then I said, see you at the fight. And I got out of there.
I'm gonna say. Wow. I've already lost it. See the age thing.
It's a goner, man.
I had to wait for Lance to finish the story, and then I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say, are we playing any initials or anything? Do we have any games?
I don't have anything.
Oh, we
So
got nothing. I didn't do. I thought about it, and then I had to go shopping.
yeah, I was thinking about doing
Before and after.
I was gonna do a before and after, and then I got busy with work because we couldn't log into anything and nothing was working right, so I couldn't get any shit done. So I was just like, I'll have to make some good before and afters next week. I was thinking though that we should try to figure out a uh either a classic Christmas movie or um a farce of a Christmas movie to watch, to like and then do like the last one of these before the end. We'll all sit around like watch It's a Wonderful Life together or something and talk about Christmas or whatever.
I know
We
what
can
movie
do
it
a
was for my family. Planes,
what?
Trains, and Automobiles.
Nah, that's a good one, but it's not in the public domain, so we can't get in
Oh.
trouble if anything leaks
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
So
What's a public domain one we can watch?
It's a Wonderful Life. That's why
the only one?
it's well, no, I mean there's tons,
the only
but
one.
It's a Wonderful Life was the reason why it became so well known and everything was because it basically became free. They forgot to re-up their trademark for it or whatever. And so television stations could just play it on TV anytime they wanted to without having to pay anybody anything. And so then it was just on TV so much that it just became part of the it became just, part of the zeitgeist or what have you. It's just I don't have your money. Your money's in Ted's house. Your money's in
There's a list on YouTube. I don't think there's anything I want to watch though.
Why? Because you're an old curmudgeon?
No, of public domain Christmas movies. The 1948 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is public domain.
There you go.
Scrooge or Marley's Ghost is public domain.
Scrooged?
No, 1901 Scrooge or Marley's Ghost. There's not a lot of public domain movies.
Why not, damn it?
1905, The Night Before Christmas. I don't know if I want to watch that. We can do it the back way, where we don't show it.
Yeah.
Right, where we just watch it.
I feel like you have to watch Christmas Story.
Have you seen the second one?
No.
It's pretty good. He's a writer.
Oh, he's a writer.
The boys are Ralphie's a writer.
Ralphie's a writer.
Okay. And he's trying to sell this book. And it's really touching. It's really good.
I like what was the movie that came out like a couple years ago where the kid wanted the Super Nintendo system? That one was pretty fun.
Was that Fred Savage?
No. Yeah, Fred Savage was the father.
Oh, no. When he was a kid, it was called Wizard.
No. Hold on, I'll find it. It came out
Super Mario 3.
No, but this is a more modern, like a couple years ago. "8-Bit Christmas." Came out in 2021.
The
Neil Patrick Harris is the father.
What was the I always enjoyed the Uncle Emmett's whatever jug band or whatever.
Band Christmas.
That was always a good one.
What was the name of that? Uncle Emmett? What? Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, 1977.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it, but I cannot remember it at all. Like I remember I remember it, but I don't remember the plot or anything. I mean, Christmas Story really is one of the best. Like, how can you get? There's nothing better, really. Ho.
Scott Farkas.
Scott Farkas.
So good.
Double dog dare ya.
There's so many great things in that movie. Fragile. We always say fragile.
Yep.
My father was the king.
Must be Italian.
It's a big prize.
Was it? No, it was like a major prize.
It was a major prize. This is a major prize.
Major award.
Major award. You're making me think about it just now. Like,
and then he was like, "What did he goes? That night, my father."
Spooky Kid says it's Scott Farkas.
That's what I said, Scott Farkas.
Scott.
Scott Farkas? Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right.
Not Scott.
I
thought it was Scott too.
That night, my father took the remnants of the lamp and buried him in the yard behind the garage.
It's Scott with it's SCUT Farkas FARKUS.
Scott.
With that stupid hat he had, like the like a John Candy hat.
Yep.
Eyes Like Us or whatever. Or not. Was that? No, John Candy. What was that movie?
Talking Uncle Buck with that.
Uncle
hat?
Buck. Yeah, okay, Uncle
Yeah.
Buck.
Ba 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 ba.
All right. What are the best Christmas movies?
Here's a quarter. Why don't you go downtown, find a rat, and gnaw that thing off your face.
Elf is pretty good. I like Elf.
Elf, I do love Elf.
Elf, it's tough. It's tough not to get filled with the idea of Christmas
Yeah.
cheer when you
Elf
watch.
Elf, I'm a strong in favor of Elf.
It's
Elf's
tough not
good.
to. It's tough not to feel the old heartstrings opening
Yeah.
up.
What do you think the number one Christmas movie is? According to Rotten Tomatoes.
Home Alone.
Rotten Tomatoes, it's Miracle on
I never even heard of the number
34th
one.
Street.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I said. That's what I said.
Is that what? Is that what you said?
That's not what I said.
That's not what you said.
You said Miracle on 34th Street.
It's in Miracle.
No, it's Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never heard of it.
I've never
It's an
Shopper.
old movie.
I feel like these are not properly rated. These don't make sense. So, by the first one I recognize is Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
Apparently, The Holdovers is was highly rated. Did you guys ever see The Holdovers?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it.
It's very good.
Is Little Women a Christmas movie?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of.
What is this? AI generated? Nightmare on Elm Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street. Did you ever see the 2019 Klaus movie? Klaus? Animated? 95% fresh. Never heard of it. Carol? Is that a Christmas movie? With Kate Blanchett? No. I guess it is. It's a Wonderful Life. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah, it is.
Depends on who you ask.
I don't think it is. Did you guys see the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special?
No. Yes.
That is funny.
Yes, I did.
It's fun. Go watch that if you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it.
It's on Disney. Can you have Disney?
Yes.
It's worth watching. I watched it twice. The Apartment. I feel like some of these are not Christmas movies. I don't like this list. Edward Scissorhands?
I don't like this list.
It says the
Edward
best Christmas
Scissorhands
top
is-
100 best Christmas
is a
movies of
Christmas
all
movie?
time from Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
The first 3 movies I've never heard of,
Yeah.
just because they're just going by their algorithm, right? Arthur Christmas, never heard of it. Tokyo Godfather, that's not a Christmas movie. Come on, Jingle Jangle, a Christmas Journey. Edward Scissorhands a Christmas movie?
I think so.
Okay. I've never seen it, Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, really? I would call it a
But
Christmas movie.
it was just surprising because I love Winona Ryder.
Yeah. It was pretty magical, I thought. I mean, of course, I was a teenager, so who knows, but
Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. I feel like this list is flawed. A Christmas Story, 1983. Number 20.
wow.
I would put it higher.
Number 20? No.
Better Watch Out, number 21. Never heard of that either. Number 22 is Trading Places.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he dresses up as Santa at one point. He eats fish. Remember
Yeah,
that?
he eats the salmon and out of his beard.
It's like all stuck in his
Okay,
beard.
Before you keep going, what number do you all think Jingle All the Way comes in at?
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, what number do you think?
I don't even
comes
know
in
that
at?
movie. I mean, what?
That's
It
the
was-
Turbo Man one?
It was Arnie
Oh.
Schwarzenegger.
I would say like 45.
You think? Okay, all right. I just want to know your prediction. Okay.
I'm gonna do like later than that, like 50 something.
Higher.
Yeah, 50 something.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is 23. That's an action movie.
Yeah, it's like Val
Yeah.
Kilmer and
Yeah.
So good though.
Robert Downey Jr.
very good.
Michelle Monaghan. Christmas Tale.
Uh,
Gremlins. 25.
Christmas Tale, is that an American Tale but Christmas version?
No, it's I don't even know who's in this movie. Like a sharp black comedy about a chaotic family gathering. Christmas Tale is always involving thanks to an impressive ensemble cast. Don't recognize any of the names. Okay, Gremlins,
Yep.
Elf, that's 26.
Wow, all that far down.
Happiest Season, number 27. Never heard of that one. Batman Returns, 28. Is that a Christmas movie? I guess it's set during Christmas.
I think, did that one have
Not
Arlie?
making it a Christmas movie. While You Were Sleeping, is that a Christmas movie? Sandra Bullock, Bill Pullman.
I don't know.
The Man Who Invented Christmas is number 30. A Christmas Story Christmas. I guess that's the remake of Christmas Story, or the sequel to Christmas Story. Number 31. Bad Santa 32.
Oh, yeah.
Anna in the Apocalypse. That's a zombie movie. I guess at Christmas time.
Hmm.
Christmas Eve in Miller's Point. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
There you go.
That's number 35. White Christmas, 36. Happy Christmas, 37. Some of these, I've just, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh man, I want to watch that now.
The Lego one?
The Lego Star Wars Holiday
Yeah, I
Special.
heard it's pretty good.
That's very good.
Has to be better than the other one.
The Santa Claus. Oh, The Ref.
Oh fuck, that's a great
Dennis
one.
Leary.
That's fantastic.
Is that a Christmas movie?
It is.
What, the Santa Claus?
Kevin Spacey.
Tim Allen?
No, The Ref.
Oh,
The
I
ref.
didn't
The
see
ref
it.
is fucking awesome.
What is it about?
Kevin Spacey and his, I can't remember who plays his wife, but
Baker
they're
and
this
spouses, Judy Davis and Kevin Spacey, annoy the
Judy
cat
did.
burglar, Dennis Leary, who takes them hostage in their Connecticut home.
because they're so friggin' dysfunctional that he's
Oh,
like,
right.
all
And
right,
they're
listen.
in the middle of with a cat burglar in the house or keeping them hostage.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
good.
That might be worth watching. The Santa Claus. I like that one. That was Tim Allen.
Mm-hmm.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Classic.
We could watch that.
Yep.
We
That's a good
can't
one.
broadcast that. Holiday Inn, 1942. Never heard of it. March of the Wooden Soldiers, 1934. Never heard of that. Remember the Night. Not heard of it. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. I've heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
46. Mickey's Christmas Carol, 47. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the one with the stop motion animation.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Yep.
With Burl Ives. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's another stop motion animation, I think. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, number 50. White Reindeer, number 51. The Year Without Santa Claus, number 52. Christmas in Connecticut is 53. Is that the one you were talking about? Christmas in Connecticut? No. Charlie Brown Christmas.
54?
That's 54.
Oh
I
my
would put
god.
that higher up.
Yeah, so would I.
Christmas Carol.
Did you read all the ones from 1 to 50 already?
Yeah. I've been just zooming by them.
Oh wow.
Christmas carols all the way down there. Wow.
Did you
The
say
one-
Scrooged already?
Yeah, Scrooge
No.
is higher up, I think.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't hear it.
Didn't I? No, Scrooge
You know
is
who
70.
make a good list
Scrooge
is-
is well below. It's 72.
What?
I think Scrooge
This
was
list is
not.
crazy.
I don't think Scrooge was a good movie.
Well,
Like of the time of the era.
it was memorable, though.
Sure.
It had some moments.
I think we like it, but I think most people don't like that movie. Right? Because like Bill Murray is just an asshole, right?
Yeah.
it's probably-
Have you tried
the-
Staples?
That's the funny part of the movie that I think most people just don't get it. The Bishop's Wife, 56. Let It Snow, 57. This is there's the 8-Bit Christmas, 58. A Boy Called Christmas, 59. It's a Very Muppet Christmas movie, 60. Get Santa, 61. These are not good. Christmas. Castle for Christmas. The Little Drummer Boy, That's another stop motion one. Violent Night.
Oh,
I think
That's recent too.
That's from
Caleb and I watched that.
that's
It
from
was enjoyable.
2022. Wait, what? Violent Night is good?
Yeah, I mean, it was turn your brain off, but it was.
Is it funny?
I mean, it's like Santa Claus has to defeat terrorists and like he's killing people. He takes a big giant candy cane and like and now you could you could lick the end and form it into a spike. Like he's sitting there and he's like
Oh, he's
basically so
sharpening
he
his
can
candy cane?
shove it into somebody's eye.
Wow.
who was the actor in that Violent Night?
The
It
guy
was,
that plays the sheriff in Stranger
Yes.
Things.
he also
Right,
played
Barber.
Hellboy. John Hart.
And he's gonna be Red Guardian again for Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman is number 65. Happy birthday. Number
Happy
73.
birthday.
The Noel Diary, 66. Christmas Prince, 67. Something from Tiffany's, 68. Black Christmas, 69. Best Man Holiday, never released. The Night Before Christmas with a K. Vanessa Hudgens and Josh Whitehouse. Scrooge is 72. Travesty. Spirited, 73. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 74.
Okay,
Now that's a
travesty.
That should be way higher. Single All the Way, 75.
Jingle All the Way. There it is.
The
75.
Jam of the Month
Single
Jam of the Month Club.
Oh, Single All the Way. I don't know that.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
Save Me the Neck. Isn't it when they're like cutting the turkey, like save me the neck?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, 76. The Night Before, 77. I think I need to make a new list. Godmothered, 78. The Christmas Chronicles, 79. Prancer, 80. Home Alone, 81. Why is that rated so low?
I don't disagree with that.
I mean, it shouldn't be that low, though.
It shouldn't be that low.
Krampus is 82. Christmas Chronicles 2, 83. Christmas with You, 84. Love Actually, 85. I love Love Actually.
I thought that would have
Put
been
that
higher.
way up higher.
Yeah, I
Way
would have
higher.
expected that to be higher.
The Princess Switch. The Preacher's Wife. Falling for Christmas. These are just awful. Miracle on 34th Street. I guess the remake. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, 90. Polar Express, 91. Last Holiday, 92. Family Land, 93. Love Hard, 94. The Family Stone, 95. The Holding, 96. One Magic Christmas, 97. Last Christmas, 98. Red One, 99. Anybody going to see Red One? It's in theaters now.
Is it?
It only got 30%, but someone said it was good.
Hmm.
And Tyler Perry's A Medea Christmas.
Medea Christmas. Oh,
Yeah. 100. I feel like this list is not good. There's way better movies than this,
Yeah.
right? Is there a list one on this list that we've not said?
Well, you said Single All the Way instead of Jingle All the Way.
It's
right?
Jingle All the Way. No, it's Single All the Way. It's Jingle All the Way.
Jingle,
Jingle
All the Way
is
the
not
one
on
with
there.
Arnie. Wow, I'm
Jingle All the Way
surprised.
didn't chart.
Yeah.
This list sucks. Let me find a better list.
This list sucks.
It does. IMDb. It's a Wonderful Life is number 1. Die Hard number 2. Christmas Carol number 3.
This sounds more
Home
right.
Alone number 4. Rudolph number 5. National Lampoon's number 6.
Yeah.
Christmas Story number 7. Miracle on 34th Street again number 8. Oh, that was Miracle on 34th Street, the original. Elf 9. Gremlins 10. Bad Santa 11. Edward Scissorhands 12. Scrooged 13. Santa Claus 14. Trading Places 15. This is the list I want.
That sounds correct. Yeah.
Charlie Brown Christmas 16. Joyo Noel. Never heard of that one.
Joyeux Noel.
Yeah.
Do you know that one?
It's just French for Happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Some French thing.
Oh, this is a World War One movie. Nightmare Before Christmas. 18. Happiest
Great
Season.
movie.
I've never seen it. Family Man, number 20. Shop Around the Corner. We're running off out of Shop Around the Corner 21, Love Actually 22, 8-Bit Christmas 23, Silent Night 24, A Violent Night 25, Polar Express 26, The Holdovers 27, Christmas Story Christmas 28, Christmas Chronicles 29. All right, I'm gonna stop. My voice is running out.
Yeah. No, that list sounds more like
Better.
what I was expecting. Yeah.
The Ref, Krampus, White Call Christmas, Prancer, Jingle All the Way, 43. I was pretty close with my 45 guess on
Yeah.
this list.
On the correct list.
On
Yeah.
the correct list. Dear Santa.
Dear Santa. Yeah, they just don't make them like they used to.
What do you do for your kids' Christmas, Millions? Do they get a big Christmas? You do big Christmases?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. What's a big Christmas?
I don't know. I always felt like when I grew up, I had big Christmases, like lots of presents,
Yeah, I had a bunch.
like more than
And
10.
we overdo it.
Yeah. I try to spoil my nephews, but they don't tell me anything what they want, so they don't get anything. Only if they knew. Like if you just told me what you wanted, I'd give you something.
Yeah.
Like give me a list. Make a list.
Check it twice.
We get nothing. Jack Frost, number 100. That's a horror movie. Yeah, that was. I don't know. I feel like Christmas movies are not. They used to be good, and now they're not. Right? Like, when's the last good Christmas movie?
I mean, is it just because we're older, or
Maybe. Or all the good ones are made, and they don't want to make anymore.
we've
Here's the
lost
thing.
our
I bet
magical
there,
spirit?
Hallmark Channel releases like 40 Christmas movies a year.
Ah!
Like, I've never heard of any of them. But so when we were in Memphis, we turned on the Hallmark. Like when we turned the TV on, it was on the Hallmark Channel, and we were just entranced by like the previews. It's unreal. There's so many. It's endless. There was this one that we're like, oh, what was it? It's
Couldn't
like
tell
some
you.
hot guy was like an elf or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. It was some weird. Like he was a snowman defrosted or something like that. I think it was called. Anybody know? No one knows what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's like a Lifetime Hallmark movie. Like he was a frozen. Yeah, he was a yeah. It was called Frozen Love. I think that's what it was. Frozen in Love. Maybe it was Frozen in Love.
Well, those Hallmark movies are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they are. That's not it.
If we're gonna be completely
Yeah,
fair.
there's like if you go look at the Hallmark Channel, like the Hallmark Channel website, like it's the schedule is just endless over and over, like Christmas movies that you've never heard of. Operation Nutcracker is at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
I mean, they probably just live for this time of year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is their
Never
bread and butter.
sealed with a list. My Christmas family tree. My Christmas dream. Christmas at the Plaza.
And they're
Hanukkah.
all horrible.
Hanukkah on the rocks.
On the rock.
Biltmore Christmas. The Biltmore estate got destroyed in the hurricane.
What's that?
It's like this giant estate in North Carolina, like a
Oh.
famous rich guy, Biltmore.
What do I have tomorrow? Do I have any meetings tomorrow? I can sleep in.
Okay, should talk about something else besides Hallmark Christmas movies.
Well,
You guys trying to
apparently
talk
you
about
love
I know. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going. I don't know, like
them.
Well,
Apparently you can't wait to tune them in. So
I've not seen a single one.
I saw something the other day. It's like it was a meme. It's like or the Onion or something like that. Finally, a second plot for the for the Hallmark
Oh, the
Christmas
Hallmark movie
movie.
channels, or the Lifetime movies.
what was the old that there's that little quip or whatever they had for Family Guy, and they were like talking about the Hallmark movies or whatever, and it was just like, how are things with Jerry? Oh, you know Jerry. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's a volunteer fireman, and but there's one thing he is scared of though. Commitment. Just like it's a Hallmark movies. Movies for idiots.
Did you guys see the Minecraft movie trailer?
No.
It looks fun. Jack Black. Thanks to the Wicked pre-trailers, I got to see it 2 times back to back.
Lucky you.
I know. I was like, you got to be shitting me, because it's a long thread. Like the trailers before the movies are like 2 to 3 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, shoot me now. But it kind of has like a Ready Player One feel to it. You can make anything in here as long as it's a shape of a square or cube.
You could make literally anything. As long as
Isn't
it's-
Minecraft kind of on like not nearly as popular as it used to be?
Oh, it's majorly popular. What are you talking about?
I don't know. It just feels like
Huge.
you kind of missed the boat on it a little bit. What do I know?
I think so. I got my chickens. All I know. I got my pet.
Shut up.
My pet dog.
Made me so
What was
mad.
that game? Minecraft Dungeons.
Minecraft Dungeons, and I was just like, I didn't. Oh man. Thanks for reminding me of
Sorry, man.
how bad they fucked me on that.
They always fuck you in the drive-through.
Well, I was just astounded by it's like, so yeah, I bought it and it didn't show up. Well, yeah, what are you gonna do? Well, give me the thing. Well, we can't. Okay, well then I want my money back. Sorry, you played the game. I was like,
Back charged him.
what? It's just
No, no,
and
I
then
know. It's
and then
infuriating. Modern world, dude.
oh yeah, and then it's just like, and then they were just kind of like, you know, I mean, and I'm sure they were like, well, we're not going to give you back your $30, and you're going to continue playing PlayStation games. You're not going anywhere. So fuck you and your
Like, what would
chicken
they do if you
pal.
did a chargeback on you? Would they suspend your account or something?
Mm. I mean, that's just basically
You
what
could
it was. It
basically
was.
call the company and say, "Hey, item not as described," and they'll give you your money back.
I probably should have, but I mean, I was just so mad.
The fact that you went through all of the hoops and everything and still got nothing out of it.
Yeah, and the fact that
They
like,
didn't give you
and then the guy was just like, "So is there anything else I can help you with?" When I finally got to like, a supervisor, and like they wouldn't. There's no number to call. It's all
Right.
chat. I was like, I want to talk to somebody else. There's nobody else here you can speak with. Is there anything else I can do for you? Yeah, you can give me my money back. Well, I'm not giving you your money back. Well, I want what I paid for then. That's not an option either. Is there anything else I can help you with? I was like, you haven't helped me with anything. I'm sorry you feel that way. Goodbye.
Yep. Oh, he hung up on you.
Oh yeah, he
didn't-
just eventually was like,
Yeah, they're not supposed to hang up on you, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they can, or they're not supposed to.
Did.
At least.
so yeah.
I'm sorry to bring it up, Lance.
No, that's fine.
I knew it was like a top button topic for you back in the day.
I remember
When did
just
that game come out? I've not
4
played it
years
since.
ago,
But
4 years
my
ago, or
dog
something
was
like
home.
that.
If I could transfer it to you, I would.
Yeah, well. I guess I can be happy that the game went over like a fart in church and nobody played it. So
Said 95% rated. 2020. May 26, 2020. It's super boring. Like I beat it like in and out, a couple hours, and then I was like, what else is there to do?
I don't know. Who knows?
All right, I'm gonna skedaddle, kids.
Yeah, I was just gonna
All
say I'm still not 100%, so I might as well just call it an evening. We'll have games next week, I promise.
So
If I have time, I'll do one.
Yeah, I'll put some before and afters together. Maybe it'll be before and afters Christmas with Christmas movies as part of it. Yeah, mark that down. That's what I'm gonna do. So, all right, boys.
all
Well,
right.
get some rest.